right?
I can feel it. I can feel them dying. It's so good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chillporial, and this week we are going to be talking about, well, the new season of the Wheel of Prime, and hopefully the final season. We'll have to hold on to our butts on this one. So, but yeah, so this week I decided, you know what? Want to have the Whitecloaks themselves on. I never had an actual Chillporial with the Whitecloaks. I've had them individually. So let's start with introducing. What's up, Dane? How you doing?
Oh God, I'm alive. This is better than I thought I'd be at this point. But holy crap! I've also got shout out Alex. I think your episode 1 review is fast becoming the most watched thing ever on our channel. It's taken off.
It was at 1,700 a little bit ago.
You're getting like 100 views an hour on that thing, man. Maybe it's at like 1,900 now. Well done.
Thank you. I just finished up the rough draft of the script for episode 2, so
I'll be honest.
We're gonna have to do 2 and 3 of my thing this weekend sometime, just so you're aware.
You want to know
my sister's birthday. Yeah, you can. What you got?
You want to know why I decided to do this? It was because I watched that video, actually. So, Will, great stuff, man. By the way, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Yep, just kind of living life. It's unfortunately it's the sports downtime, so just not a ton to watch. I'll be cold dead.
And it's about to start. Hockey's still going great. I don't know why you're not watching. Like,
it's not the playoffs for hockey, and one of my employers is a big sponsor for Formula One, so seeing that logo racing around the track makes me a little ill.
All right, so there is one Whitecloak missing, but I do hear a transmission, so I think he might have transmitted a message to us. So let's see what he has to say.
Fuck you, nerd. You're just some dipshit from Chicago. There you go. Hope you can use those, brother. All right.
Yeah, he's flying, so buddy, stay safe, and hopefully we'll get you next time. So. All right, and we got Commander Dunn's going to be coming pretty soon. He sent me a message. He's doing some stuff. So let's say hello to the chat. We got Alex Shamanek. I hope I'm saying it correctly. First time seeing you here. What's up?
He looks like Jim Carrey.
Well, that's Ace Ventura. Yeah, he looks like Ace Ventura. Maybe he is Ace Ventura. And then I don't know that. Nobody cares what he thinks. Grifter23X, what's up, buddy? I think this is my first time seeing you here on this channel. I'm not a Wheel Time channel, by the way, or maybe I am. Who knows? Got Staple Bro. How you doing, buddy? Got Dark Wolf 735. Hey, if you like Zelda, I might have done a few Zelda videos. Just saying. Got Space Oyster. What's up, buddy? And we got the Gadfly himself. What's up, Gadfly? Definitely got to bring you back on. And yeah, so welcome guys. If you're new here, consider hitting that bell so you get you'll know when Chillporials are coming. I usually try to get these either once a week or every other week. Who knows? So, but yeah, let's get started. So, Wheel of Prime season 3, the adaptation of The Shadow Rising. Or is it an adaptation of The Dragon Reborn? Or is it not an adaptation of anything? What is it? Is it just superfluous bullshit coming out for Rafe's ass, basically?
I think we've established, like, everyone's in agreement now. It's a fan fiction, so it's not an adaptation.
So we got. I have to introduce Lady B right here. What's up, Lady B?
He just introduced you.
Hi.
She's gonna. Okay, you're gonna be the official stand-in for Pips. You gotta find that horse head now.
It's over there.
The thing is, on my review video, we did that as a bit, but I made something like 7 thumbnails of Pips in different locations, so I don't know if we could she all of a sudden she doesn't want to do it anymore ever again. So I don't know if I can use that bit again.
It's okay. I'll do it again.
Well, it wouldn't be a White Cloak stream without it. So, but yeah, we have another person here. Let's welcome the one and only Lord Inquisitor Dunn. What's up, buddy? First time
Hello.
here on the
How's it
Nerboreal
going?
channel. How you doing?
Come on, man.
Sup, friends?
So the reason why I invited you is because I kind of popped into the Band of the Red Hand Discord when you and Pips and a few other people were watching it really early in the first thing in the morning. So,
Oh,
and I just happened to be awake for that because my sleep schedule is messed up now. Now I go to sleep right after work, and I wake up in the middle of the night now. So,
yeah, that was definitely that was painful. That was so painful.
yeah.
Well, like, it's just, how do you butcher Morghese Tricand, a character I don't even really care that much about?
It's very simple. You take a very successful fantasy show that was very high in the ratings called Game of Thrones, and you copy it. Just like the Aes Sedai fight, you copy Lord of the Rings with that wizard fight in the beginning of Fellowship. I mean, it's the same it's the same thing. They don't try to use the ideas of what was in the source material. They decide to copy off of other adaptations.
Yeah, so just basically, oh look, it's a lion, therefore she must be Cersei Lannister or Tywin. Great.
Discount.
It wasn't just the red lion banners, which is kind of where canonically they would overlap. They gave Morghese Cersei Lannister's haircut.
Yes.
Yeah, except it's a really, really
Yeah.
cheap wig, and it looks awful. And she has dark roots or whatever. I think it might be her actual hair.
Yeah,
I don't know.
She's a brunette. She's a brunette IRL. Yeah, so.
And they did that same insincere smile that Lena Headey always does. I swear the actress did the same thing too.
They even look very similar. They even look very similar. Like Lena Headey and the actress playing Morghese, I can't remember her name, but they're very, very similar in appearance.
What do you think of the look of the throne room? I actually didn't think it looked too bad. So yeah, there's
I was more concerned the fact that they turned it into Walder Frey and basically
Well,
red weddings everybody.
there wasn't just one red wedding. There were two red weddings, one in episode 2 and one in episode 3, a literal wedding.
So much better than Game of Thrones, right? Everyone loved the red wedding. Why don't you love having 2 of them? There were 2 in Game of Thrones. There was one where Joffrey had his wedding and also got.
That's the
That
purple
was,
wedding.
and it doesn't count. That's just a poisoning.
No.
It's just a
That's a
Just Joffrey.
there's a
Nobody cares.
book 3 is great. It has 2 climaxes, right?
book 3 is amazing. But I
Being-
agree.
Good.
being facetious, but Brian, you were asking earlier what I thought about the set. I really liked the early practical effect. Like it looks like they found a pretty cool palace in the Czech Republic, hopefully, and filmed it there.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think so. Don't know. It could be anywhere because the show says they're only in the Czech Republic for like cheap labor and tax credits. But the throne was it was bizarre.
Yeah, the
They
throne
The
turned
was
all-
lions.
It
Like,
was-
They made all the lions female on everything. And those
Which had me
lions on
dying.
either side of the throne, they looked more like freaking pit bulls than they did lions.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, that was just weird.
The reason I didn't think it was real was because it was the same circular room, like the same 15-yard diameter circle room, and then the throne was bizarrely in the very middle of the circle. And then like I really feel like it says something about this show that we had 2 season opening premieres, one with Ishamael and one with Morghese. And in the Ishamael cold open, he's being nice to the kid. And in the Morghese cold open, she's ordering the death of the kid under truce. Like, what a terrible way to introduce a character. Like, if we were in the 80s and we saw that cold open, my first thought would be, oh, cool, our plucky band of adventurers needs to go and kill the evil queen. Perfect. What an excellent introduction. And they're like,
And then
oh,
no.
no, this is a good guy. And I'm like, no, it's
Are you
not.
nuts?
Stop acting like that. Don't lie to me.
I mean, this is my argument for why I think Wheel of Prime is worse than Rings of Power, is because like our good guys here are not good guys. They're evil. They're all evil.
Brian, it's worse than that. The show is actively trying to make canonically bad guys like Ishamael good guys, right?
Yeah.
Good with kids. Let's pet the Trollocs. They're just hungry and misunderstood. And they're taking good characters and doing the opposite, being like, the war is now over because I won. Suck it, bitches.
And
Give
now
me
you
your
die.
oaths of fealty, and now I'm going to slit your throat.
I know.
Right?
I mean,
What
even
a-
Game of
forget.
Thrones didn't murder a kid. Even Game of Thrones didn't kill a kid. I mean, they killed a pregnant
did.
woman, but that was, I mean,
They killed a baby.
Well, we didn't see a baby. We just saw.
You saw the fallout of it.
We did.
They also killed
Well-
Ollie. They killed Ollie, but screw Ollie.
Well,
Tyrion
Ollie
said
got
Janos-
Ollie got executed because he was a dick.
Did you want to say Ollie got executed because he was a Jew?
No, dick. Dick.
Dude, there are no Jews in Game of Thrones.
The
Other than
Nerporial
Peter Baelish.
Continuum does not condone
not like it's
anti-Semitism
Patty
in any
Fate or
forms.
But just as a quick little point, in the actual TV show, they show Janos Slint or whatever, one of his gold cloaks, kill a baby, or
Yeah.
pretty much do it, and then Janos Slint gets sent to the wall for it, and that is actually a book point, but like the infanticide isn't actually shown.
Yeah, in the
In a
book he had
scene in
in
the
the book
books.
he had his lackey do it, Alardine, and then
Yeah.
and then of course Tyrion had Alardine pushed into the sea. That was a great.
Yeah, they
that
sent
was-
them both, and then he basically with instructions like, and that dude doesn't necessarily have to make it all the way to the wall. You can
Exactly. I
push
thought that
him
was
overboard.
great. I thought that was great.
I
Exactly.
totally forgot about that part. That's good. I should reread.
Yeah.
I'm rereading Wheel of Time now. So
What book are you on now?
2.
Great Hunt.
Oh yeah,
that's
it's a good
It's
one.
so good.
So good.
Yeah, I am fighting to get through chapter 9 of Crown of Swords. I have 100 more pages of Egwene until we get to
Wow.
Ebodar.
Yeah, we're stuck on the Winter's Heart audio
What I can promise you, Brian, is once you've been through it all and kind of know it and can access the Cole's notes without spoilers and whatnot, rereading it becomes like way quicker because you get to an Egwene part and you're just like, yeah, okay, been through this, and you skip through. Alex, I think you said whenever you get a Kate Redding chapter on audiobooks, you just skip to the next one.
Especially if it's Brandon Sanderson, like, nope, like, goodbye.
No, that's actually my policy on more things than the Wheel of Time audiobook. If it's not my wife and I hear a woman talking, I just skip it.
Well, she should feel flattered then.
Absolutely.
So I don't mind Kate Redding. I just can't stand when she tries to sound like a dude.
Yeah, okay.
Then it just gets on my then makes my skin crawl.
The,
You know
the
why I
point
hate
isn't
Kate
really
Redding?
her. It's not her as a reader. It's that it's from a female POV, and then
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
That's bad. I will also tell you, and I'm sorry, babe, give us
I
your
have to say
favorite
this
Kate
because
Redding word.
I
I know.
hate this, and she started it. She's the one that made Saldea a thing. Like, there's not 2 L's like in Spanish, like ella. It's Saldea. Like, stop saying that. And then Michael Kramer, like, he didn't used to say that, but by like the 3rd book, he was saying it that way because she was saying it that way. It's always
Interesting.
Saldea.
Okay, so that explains why Dave
Stop.
cringes every time I've done it.
Well, to be fair to Alex and myself, we rarely really get into the Saldeia nonsense because it's typically a Fail chapter, and we skip those.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of Fail chapters later?
Not
Yeah.
really.
Oh, sorry.
Not a
really.
lot of them. There's enough that
spoilers.
said to annoy you.
There's
but
enough. There's
The
enough. to be
Shido
like,
arc. Oh my god.
there's not a lot.
so- sorry,
should
Brian.
feel
There's,
every one
there's
of
not
them.
a lot, but it sure feels like there are a lot.
I will also say, if anybody hasn't read Dungeon Crawler Carl yet,
Yes, do.
Jeff Hayes has literally ruined every other audiobook reader for me.
Absolutely.
Like,
It's totally.
I used to think Michael Kramer was the best in the business. And James Marsters, who does the Dresden Files, is pretty good. Now I'm just like, would you guys be better at this? Like, you know, it's tough to go back to the, you know, to eating at Chili's when you've been at Capitol Grill for a couple months.
Fair point.
I don't get that reference.
Are we talking about The Wire now?
No, it was the Capitol Grill is the very nice steakhouse in a lot of cities.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever been to a Capitol Grill.
I'll try and come up with a Canadian equivalent.
No,
I won't.
Yeah, no, all your restaurants are disgusting. So
Not that bad.
They're pretty
Yeah,
bad.
Dungeon Crawler, Carl. I listened to a few chapters. I got up to the point where he meets Mordecai, and then I didn't listen to it for a while, and I forgot what happened, so I stopped listening to it. So, but from what I've heard, it's actually pretty good. Great narration. Like,
Yeah, like it's fun.
Yeah, so I basically heard like I was reading you when especially you were on Mike's Book Reviews Twitter, and he's just like, I don't do that stuff, and you're like, no, you got to give this a shot. So, and you're not the first time. This is not the first time. This is not the first time I've heard that too. I think Pips. The last time I had Pips on, he said the same thing. Like, this is more of an audio. You get the true experience from listening to the audiobook instead of actually reading it. So.
Yeah, I have the files, but I just haven't had the chance to listen to it.
It's fun. It's a good adventure.
I'm a little bit worried because I introduced a guy at work to this, and he will send me Teams messages from that series, and the problem is I don't think he understands that like our Teams messages are being watched, and like, you know, there are key words that, like, you know, if you send this word, like, it'll get flagged. So he keeps sending me like, Jonah just got the crown of the sepsis whore. And I'm like, can you not use the word whore on our team?
Whoa. Wow.
I just love how we don't want to talk about Wheel of Time. The TV show.
isn't that bad?
Yeah, it's rough, boys. It's rough out here.
Yeah, 3 episodes of first episode was just bad. Like they and I didn't even realize this until I listened to your video. Will Moraine or Moron and Lan are evil? Like that what they did to them, put them through that trauma. I mean, that's crazy. Like,
and
just to get them to leave, is that
without a good plan, right?
Because that plan is awful. It makes no sense.
If their plan was to try to get them to split up, and Lanfear attacked all 3 of them. She attacked 2 of them because Matt, she only basically dazed for a little bit. But what makes them think that if they get attacked, they'll want to split apart?
Yeah, that seems a pretty good
because
reason
they'd
to
had a
say.
rallying monologue by Egwene earlier in the episode being like, no, we need to stay together. That's what we proved when we were on that tower top, you know, fighting off a Shamael. We need all of us together.
Hey,
Even though we really only needed Egwene, but
also,
Yeah.
like, Rip King, like, she was a gentle soul.
that was a wild statement.
Yeah, that was weird.
What?
I was like, wait,
Well, I mean,
what?
I can believe that because I would rather hang out with him in his
Queen
Subaru
Morghese.
dealership. Him and now Ravin. Ravin seems like a swell guy. The family loves him. The
I
family,
like
he's been in
Samael,
the family
dude.
for years.
He's
apparently.
hard.
They love that guy.
Hey, Brian, get this. So a comment that was on in the Discord earlier. So most of my ideas aren't original, shocker. But anyway, it was in the Discord. People were like, "Hey, have we finally noted like we have a good father figure in the Wheel of Time?" And
He
it's
said, like,
Robin,
he's getting
and
drunk
he's using
away.
propulsion on the entire world.
And-
Finally, a good father.
And I was talking with my dad about this, and I just described what Robin is doing, which fundamentally Robin is like, he just showed up a month ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So he's functionally implanting 10 years of memory inside of whatever person he talks to, including Elaine. Because like, credit to Sierra Company, like, there's at least like a flicker of something there that says
Leon has the same thing in the hall, like when he gets introduced. If you didn't notice it,
yeah,
just stumbles over what his name is.
Yeah, but the level, like, that is so broken in terms of power scaling because he's just implanting 10 years of memories into their heads.
Hey, Landfear, can we teach Rand how to do that? Because he can just walk around and be like, ah, yes, everybody knows that I am clearly the world's messiah and I am the best. You should all listen to me right now. Like, how is that not the world's most broken mechanic?
Look at characters in other media that have similar these types of powers. 3 off the top of my head, and again back to Discord because this came up and I was discussing thinking about it. But you've got Professor X, who has this type of mind control stuff, but he's a good guy for not basically taking over the world. In the Jessica Jones Netflix show, you had Kilgrave in season 2.
Villain.
Great villain who could basically do this on a limited scale, but it's terrifying if you had this type of mind control ability with like no downside. And another one, which is actually from my Everman's library, it's the Mule from the later Foundation books. So that was a mutant X factor not predicted by Harry Seldon or any of that in his computation, and it fucks up the equations because there's one mutant who's basically able to do this type of emotional mind control and take shit over.
Max, as much as I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt with that, I don't think that works on this scale. Because surely 2 people are going to talk to each other and be like, ah, yes, remember when we had dinner with Lord Gabriel at the palace this summer? I mean, and the person would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? We've never done that before. Like, this would, like, no, this is straight up. He has taken and compulsed literally every person in Tarvalon and Andor. This is the most broken power of all time. John, you said it. The power scaling is Omega level.
I know, it kind of reminded me of like going back to X-Men. It's like the Scarlet Witch. Like she kind of does that, but in order to make it like feasible, it's like she has to change everything, and then it just gets into weird shit. And I think like Professor X's son, what's his name, like did something like that too, but it was always like it became readily apparent how difficult it was to keep the illusion and to constantly be fucking with people's minds. And
here's the thing: if you have this kind of power, where you could basically mind wipe everyone on Earth, why is this your plan? Why is your plan to be the
more
prince consort
lover? Like she's not even hot. Like,
I know, right? Like, she looks so.
Just use your power to make everybody in Andor think you're the king of the Andor. Like
there is a guy in Marvel Comics called Onslaught that is kind of the combinate, basically Professor X with parts of Magneto's brain in him, and he's capable of telepathy, telekinesis, energy projection, sensing mutant presence, a whole bunch of things. He's crazy powerful, but it's just like he's a bad guy, and he's like well over that of a mega level, and like he's one of the most overpowered villains that the X-Men have to face. Like it takes the X-Men to probably like and most of the Avengers to beat this guy, and this guy just casually using these kinds of powers is just broken.
And my honest question is, what was wrong with Ravin's actual plot from the books, right?
Yeah.
What was wrong with that? He came from the West. He shows up. He protects Morghese. He rallies the folks. He basically compulses a very small circle within like the inner court, and then starts running it because that. Political weakness, if you have power vested in like or concentrated in very few people, it becomes very easy to kind of take over the whole system. You don't have to use compulsion on everybody. You don't have to do this.
Yeah, you can basically do Morghese, and Morghese is like, yes, my love man. Listen to him. Like it works perfect.
Like it happened in the book. Anyways.
As well as the fact that the fact that he was functionally ruling Andor by just having her do insanely stupid things by just saying, hey, just make all of your allies hate you.
That was more in order to give himself an excuse to like elevate dark friends and like evil aligned houses. But yeah,
Mhm.
like perhaps there's an element of, oh, right, you need to have the Elaine succession plot that comes later, and without Morghese doing unforgivable things to people who were her allies beforehand, although conveniently not Dylan, that kind of needed to happen. Like, I think she had Annihilia or one of those houses, she had the like high seat birched. But whatever Morghese did under compulsion in the books, not as bad as what she did in the first 5 fucking minutes of the second episode, where she basically had everybody knifed.
Murdered.
And then I think she kind of implies that it was because that's what Elida told her to do.
That was Elida implied that later on. Can we bring up Joshua Templeton's comment?
Sure.
Oh my
This one
God.
right here. Daniel Green.
Yeah, so I watched Daniel Green's review of episode 1. And he was actually honest and pissed about some things, but still tried to defend the Avi Elaine sex scene with it was written in the books. Well, I'm just going to
Fuck
tell
that
you,
dude.
Joshua, if you're trusting Daniel Green to tell you which relationships are appropriate and inappropriate, that might be on you, buddy.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, no.
In light of recent events.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Daniel Green is kind of a Muppet in a lot of ways. A
In
stupid,
every
horny
way.
Muppet, but
In
a Muppet.
literally every way. Just a buffoon.
Waka
Yeah.
waka.
Yeah, it's just dude made a really bad decision of friends of benefits.
Okay,
While
to
engaged.
ask, all right, to answer that question, Thumb, spoilers for these episodes, yeah, nobody gives a shit. But
guys-
beyond what I'm reading in Wheel of Time right now, no spoilers for that. I request. All
So
right.
Where are you at, by the way?
Chapter
book
9
7.
of Crown of Swords right now.
So
Okay.
when we get to Melindra giving freaking
Oh my god, what I
line
didn't even
drops-
realize that Melindra is now Land's
Oh,
You know what? There
sister
was like one good
person.
thing of that, and that woman actually had nice looking tits, and she was moderately attractive.
Yes,
So
yes.
thank God
So
for that.
We
That's
yeah,
what
well
I'm
we
saying.
had Hadi Sadai in the beginning.
Yeah,
I
Hottie
just-
to die.
I had to show her in the beginning.
She's not even that hot.
No,
It's
she's
hotter,
like-
hotter than hot,
Hotter than
for this
everybody
show,
else in the
yeah,
show.
from this-
But
yeah, and we
that-
got to
that's
see.
the
We
tactic.
got. I mean, so there was some positive in my opinion. I know you guys probably don't think it's
Listen.
positive. Those are the two tiny little positive things. You know, Hadi Sadai and some,
Hottie Sadai.
And I'll even go so far as to say that, if we are talking positive things overall,
Galad's hot too. Like,
yeah, but I thought Rand's acting in a couple of scenes was passable.
not terrible.
But we talked about this on Steve's stream before. That basically I look at all of the side characters, and I'm like, oh, perfect. Well, Galad should be Matt. Gawain should be I don't know, not Rand, but one of them. Bane should be Abienda. Shiad should be Elaine, and I'm just like, everybody is in the wrong spot.
It's like
Yeah.
the casting couch was musical chairs.
Who,
And it, like, ended a note too
who
soon.
did the casting in this show? It wasn't
It was Sony.
I think another thing that's really annoying about Melindra is just like it undermines the specialness of Tigraine,
Mhm.
because
Yes.
if people are just if the Aiel just take in random people, it's just like, oh, so Tigraine isn't special.
That's a good point.
Because like she's like if she's Malkiri, and then because she is, and then she got adopted by the Aiel, then what's the big deal about Tigraine then coming and being
Yeah,
adopted to Maidens
exactly.
of the Spear?
My
Good point.
bigger issue with this Melindra is when did she get her tattoo?
Mhm.
That's a very good point.
It's another excellent question.
Aiels don't do that.
Because if she was a child and adopted by the Aiel and grew up with Aiel ways, and Aiel don't have tattoos, then which Aiel did that tattoo for her? Unless they like met a gleeman or a peddler who did, but why?
Also,
Or she was a child and
that
like
tattoo-
Swan was tattooed as a child, and then it just happened to like her skin grew
Magically
naturally.
I,
It does look
and it
pretty
wasn't
shitty. I mean,
deformed.
honestly.
I also absolutely love that they're just like, oh yes, The Aiel, strangers to tattoos. Never heard of them. I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, what? There's canonical significance of tattoos in the Aiel culture. Like, are you fucking crack smokers? Like,
Arms, you know.
Yeah.
Melindra. Okay, so going back to Melindra, so you think
I
they're
guess
gonna
we're-
do the whole Fires of Heaven thing? You know, she's a dark friend. Instead of Matt, she's gonna try and kill Lan or something. Do you think that's gonna
Oh,
happen?
Fuck that.
no,
Yeah.
I think she's gonna give Lan I think she's gonna give Lan a pep talk about how he needs to regain his Melchiori pride. Like, is
And-
what I
and
think they're
just-
gonna do.
I
Just-
got a question. I got a question
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
Malkier. Something that I thought was going to be more prominent, like a big plot point, throughout the series. When does that become a thing? When he's like, okay, I got to rebuild Malkier or something? Is that
11.
not till the very end?
Book 11. There's some
11?
really good scenes, and Melindra actually stole some dialogue from a different character
Yeah.
to say to Lan
Okay.
from Book 11. Not going to say any more because you don't want spoilers, but
No.
Yeah.
that's how long it takes. But the thing is, it is actually very, very good dialogue. It's moving, touching. It's really great when you read it, and it's more leading to what I think they're doing. They know they're getting canceled. They're speed running and putting in what they think are their best
You're robot a little
moments.
bit.
because they know they don't have another
Yep. It's also,
shot at doing.
and I can't believe I'm about to say this considering the two authors I'm talking about here, but to an extent, I do think that Brandon Sanderson's rather unorthodox style for some of those Melchiori scenes maybe did help the story over Jordan's better but more orthodox style. And I say that well in mind who I'm talking about here author wise.
Mhm. Yeah.
On the flip side, he completely ruined Matt, so fuck him and fuck
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And Locaine.
Yeah. That was not good. Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Oh, you know what we should talk about too with this Melindra thing is like, oh, this is Lan. I love you, and oh my gosh, here's my like queen's ring of Melchior, Nynaeve. He just want to walk away and like get with his bitch. Like,
Well, the part
Did you see her tits, Lady Balefire?
I did.
I was gonna say, like-
no, I hit that
having
like, over Nynaeve. Like, no,
having seen the two of them, were like, yeah,
I've only known Melindra for 45 seconds, but I can already tell she's less annoying than Nynaeve.
yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Unfortunately.
I'll be honest. I don't even need to listen to them to know. Like, that's one sense too many, buddy. Like,
Okay, I got one question, and because I haven't rewatched the episodes, and
I have,
it's
don't worry.
painful. Why did Egwene go with Rand to the waste? So here, okay, so going to the waste, why the fuck was Elaine the one to tell him that?
Because
Like-
Rand can't have agency.
yes,
Rand
Rand is
cannot
the
have
one
an
How would
original-
she know? How would she know?
Because
to
she's
tell him
been
that?
shacking up with Avienda. And Avienda's probably been complaining like the Karakarn, or he who could be the Karakarn is not being Karakarn enough.
got a
Oh.
car.
So was that not the first time then on screen, or was
I think
that
that
they
was
were?
the first time
Maybe-
on screen.
Maybe the
was it?
person, but
Yeah.
maybe they kissed. Maybe they kissed before. Maybe they like.
You guys, I gotta remind you that the hand talk for Wetlander is
This is the land, and this is getting wet.
All right. That was such a bizarre choice.
I saw that. I'm like, wait, we gotta see that. I watched it like 10 times.
Oh my God! You got to highlight the,
Lady
the
Balefire, you
Space
just
Oyster
won.
Max comments, Brian.
Maybe you just won Wheel of Time.
Agreed. It was awesome.
Okay, that was the entire scene was, it could have been a good scene, but they just had to turn Matt into a complete idiot, saying, "Hey, I have this
I have the
I have
nuke
this coffee
of Whit-
holder that's actually a horn. I'm have the horn of Blair. Like, people are gonna murder you, dude. Like seriously."
I like how everybody in this show is fucking retarded now.
Yeah.
Like they all just drank a big gallon of retard juice. Like a fucking 9/11 happened 6 blocks away, and these fucking retards are drinking like in public.
The fight went beyond the White Tower. It went into the streets. Like,
They
everybody
knocked over a
scared.
bell tower.
Yeah.
They're in the middle of it, right?
There's
It's like
there's this
props on the Aes Sedai Tower Guard for basically clearing up the situation before happy hour.
What tower
started.
guard? They can't afford tower guard. There's not enough
Well,
budget.
there's-
Amazon
also-
doesn't have enough budget.
also the fucking Black Asha killed like 50 warders. Like, all the tower guard is dead.
Yeah.
Every extra except for Min, who's dressed like the maiden in a human trafficking ring in a bad Jason Statham movie.
Is that what that was? I thought that was like it
Min
looks
Jong-un
so
is
out of
back
like
again.
that looks so out of place, that Min costume. Like,
Mhm.
it looked like something Bridget Nielsen would wear
Yeah.
in
What?
Beverly Hills Cop 2 or something.
Technically speaking, I think it was Katie Lang at the Olympics in 2010.
There you,
You
go.
can look that up.
Good.
That is
Good
a beautiful
reference there. I
That is
got
a
that.
beautiful rendition of Leonard Cohen. But costume wise,
Like
that's
what?
me. Haircut too,
She's Min Jong-un.
or Katie Bin.
Wow. This is this chat's going crazy right now. So
We're just coming up with good nicknames. That's all, Brad. But what can I ask, dude? What do you really want, like, of everything of these 3 episodes? Because we're really not going chronologically. We're just hopping over the place. What do you want to talk? Like, what's your number one question out of these?
where
You
the
go through
fuck
your-
is this all gonna go? I mean, but I'm saving that for the end. I'm saving that for the very
Then second, that's a good strategy. Then I would say your second to last.
Hang on.
Some-
I
somebody-
gotta find this because this is one of the best pieces of dialogue I've ever heard.
Is it though?
In terms of how much it made him laugh, maybe.
I'm just gonna. The sisters are being very tight-lipped. Swan has the tower under lockdown. Whatever happened here recently, it was significant. and then they say, "What is the piece of dialogue?"
are there any Black Aja
There's a
here or
real
something?
fear amongst the
The
sisters.
engenders?
It seems the tower had a dark friend right under their noses.
You
Are
think?
you fucking kidding me?
The throne room was destroyed. That throne room was destroyed. How can not
I
anybody
know, how
not
did
know
they
about
rebuild
that?
it so fast?
More than
Well,
half
all-
the sinners are either dead or left. Everybody in the tower is talking about, like, well, who's going to be the next sitter for this Aja? And apparently these fucking rocket scientists didn't realize that half of magical Congress got murdered. Like, they fucking blew up the hull of the tower. There's
All
like 80
Elida
80
knows is that there's a single pillar in the hull of the tower that has new cracks in it.
Yeah, I saw that. It was
80
like they
I-
showed it. It's like a little bit of like blackened paint or something on there. It's
Like there's 30 Aes Sedai mourning the death of their warder.
I know, right?
And
Like
there-
the nipple
there
picture
were-
should like be cured all over Tarvalon.
there were giant brawls in the street, and she's like, it seems potentially maybe that there could be a dark friend. Potentially? You fucking
think?
think?
You think?
Do you know what the next line after this is?
Under their noses. Swan said as much.
No, she didn't. He didn't say that at all.
I know. I love how these two get the idea that the Black Aja is around when it's never mentioned.
Right? Like,
Didn't Book Elida like dismiss that didn't like dismiss like the Forsaken, the Black Aja existing at all, basically?
She dismissed the Black Aja. She would refuse to entertain those ideas. Maybe she could entertain that someone, because she does accuse somebody later of being a dark friend who is
Egwene
in the tower. Hey, dude, we're trying to like avoid
Don't
spoilers here.
spoiler it.
But
yeah, sorry.
So she can entertain the idea that an Aes Sedai could be a dark friend, but that they are many and organized and within the tower. She doesn't buy that for 1 second. That's Elida to her bones. You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, Staplebo, fuck you, because I just finished my episode 2 script and now I have to go back and incorporate that joke.
Yeah.
Why does Elida sound like RFK Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah, she. Oh man.
Long live the queen.
All I have to say is I genuinely hope this actress is okay. Like she doesn't have like.
Oh no, I think she's great. Shore Agadescu.
Oh, I think she is too. But it sounds like her voice has changed a lot since like the last thing I heard her in.
Oh no, she sounded like that since 24 season 4. So then that came out 2 decades ago. So
it wasn't that bad in the
a 2-pack a day habit. You don't know what that does to you over time, but the one thing I do know is that RFK Jr. doesn't smoke 2 packs a day. That's something else.
He prefers heroin.
No,
sorry, no, I'm sorry. That was old. That was the old RFK Jr. That wasn't Maha RFK Jr.
He's all right now.
He just has the worm.
Wow. But yeah, this whole Camelin. I mean, I like the Camelin set, but like once again, Morghese and Robin and all that introduction, Galad and Gawain. I mean, it's all contrived. Like the fight. Okay, let's just jump. You want to jump to the fight? The mad, like that was completely contrived. So in Dragon Reborn, Matt comes across them, hears about them. He needs some money, and he challenges them. They try to be chivalrous and try to get out of it. But then the warder Hammer, who I thought was awesome, so I was so disappointed that he gets killed by Gawain in the Shadow Rising. I couldn't believe it.
Tragedy.
But he puts the wager for. He's like, you guys are doing this. You guys are doing this. You guys are going to learn your lesson. And then they do learn their lesson. Don't mess with somebody with a quarterstaff, a farmer with a quarterstaff. So I can thank Steve for pointing that out to me yesterday.
It's more nuanced than that.
It also works as an object lesson.
They don't want to, but they're also like they're sparring with like wooden practice swords. They're not actually doing or it's blunted steel or whatever. And it's Hammer is basically telling him like, why are you doing this? Or like, okay, you don't need to. And then Matt's like, well, I need the money. And he goes, and they go easy on him to start with, right, in that fight. And then Matt basically just mops the floor with them.
Yeah. And then Matt has to beat him quickly or he's going to get tired. He's going to get tired and he's going to lose.
Because he's completely emaciated. He looks like he's got AIDS.
I mean, he's got to eat like 50,000 calories a day. Described by your local Aes Sedai.
Yeah, I do like that because I've had like football coaches and like trainers like that who like any opportunity like, oh, practice is gonna suck today, boys. Like I just picture Hammer like an old drill sergeant or like an old defensive line coach. Like, oh, I have a great idea. Practice is gonna suck today, Cowan and Galad. Time to learn a lesson, buddy.
It's so bad because you can't. It's another really good example of like older male figures teaching the younger generation, and we can't have that. It's like, no, we have to defend men because men like does this mad at him, and obviously there's drama. And
it was almost like they were just. like, why did they just like? He's like Matt's just in the room by himself, just like training with his little staff, against the statue. And all of a sudden, they just, for no reason, they just turn up with their blades. They're like, "Ha, we're gonna fight you." I'm like, "Why are you even here? Why are you challenging him to a fight? What besides why?"
Shouldn't you be balls deep in a 19-year-old novice? Like, what?
Exactly.
That was weird.
Technically, most novices are 14 to 19. So
Okay, all right, Dave.
Also, can we talk about the dumb reason why Matt's there in the first place? I was like, hey, maybe all these memories that I have from the magic mushroom tea, maybe they can teach me things.
So is that where the memories came from drinking that tea in the last season?
And blowing the horn? No, I think
they fucking retconned their own shit in the middle of season 2. There is legitimately a scene in season 2, episode 7, where Ishamael tells him, you will drink this tea and get all of your old memories back. Mwahahaha. And then in episode 8, they were like, no, that tea idea is stupid. Now it's the Horn of Valir that gives him the memories. You're just like,
because when they did episode 7,
is it?
Their episode 8 didn't have the Horn of Valir because the Horn of Valir was a reshoot. Everything involved with the blowing of the Horn of Valir was a reshoot because somebody pointed out, the Uno actor thought he was dead and he came back for a reshoot, which means that all the heroes coming back in episode 8.
So was there no Horn of Valir? Is that why they bought a
someone at Amazon
painted it gold?
Yeah, someone at Amazon was like, I thought this was supposed to be the Great Hunt, and the horn doesn't get blown. What's going on? That's partly why season 2 took so long to come out. They had to basically redo the whole final episode, which means as bad as that final episode was, it probably was worse.
Dude, how funny would that final episode have been with Rand, Matt, and Perrin just fucking jerking it on the sideline? I am still never going to get over the explanation for Loyal getting the Horn of Valir back with no conflict whatsoever being
off screen.
Oh, a Kyrianan woman gave it to me. Winks at the camera so it's Lanfear. That was a line of dialogue that actually happened.
That was this season?
That was the finale last season.
Oh,
that was the season 2, episode 8.
Oh, okay. Because that's the other thing. Where the woman took the horn from Matt in last season. So how did he get it back?
Took it and then she stuffed it.
Would you shove it up his ass or something?
Or vagina?
Yeah. So how did he get the Horn of Valir back? Nobody knows, and people are like, well, it only makes sense that he has the Horn of Valir in this episode because it wouldn't just disappear. And I'm like, well, where's his fucking Ashen Darai? Clearly magical items can disappear.
Yeah. So where's the bedpost with the dagger?
Shank, dude.
Nobody knows.
They got roasted for that Ashen Darai so bad they had to take it out of season 3.
Yeah, probably actually.
Oh boy, Josh!
It's like something you would create using it's like something a kid would do. It's like something a kid would come up with.
Or very much so. It would not look out of place in a Johnny Quest episode. Except Johnny Quest wouldn't have screwed up its season that bad, such that they had to bail themselves out like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else happened in these episodes. They fixed the Waygate.
Oh yeah, the
Waygate. At some point, don't we have to tell them guys? I know it looks better now, but you can't just keep changing the rules of the Waygate. You have to stick eventually with what you've established.
Did you catch the Loyal line when he says that? It's I like this. Traveling like this better than with channeling, and I'm just are you saying that either Moraine channeled to use the Waygate and the leaf thing wasn't a thing, or that you were traveling with channeling? Because that hasn't been discovered yet.
Well, I mean, they came. You're right. I mean, they came out of the Waygate, and then they were "There's 2 sets of footsteps here, a man and a woman," and it's well, that's intended to be Alana and Maxim.
Yeah,
But
because
how-
they smell ashes. Parent smells ashes, which happens to be the fact that Ivan has been turned into face paint.
Speaking of
really
speaking of
weird.
speaking of that scene where Matt is sitting down with her and she's talking about losing him, did that not make you? That just looked like a cheap version of the Gandalf and Theoden scene in the Two Towers. That's what it made me. That's what it made me think of.
Which one?
Which scene?
The funeral, like right after the
Oh,
funeral, where
yeah.
Theoden's mourning. He's like, no father should lose a child, and Gandalf is there with him and all that. So it made me think of that, but just
But it's
fucking
like,
lame.
what happens when a part of a couple dies? But what happens if it's a throuple?
That was one of the wildest lines of dialogue I've ever heard. And I'm like, do you guys not understand fractions? Like
Who owns that grief? Are you saying it's quantum mechanics? When if someone dies, all right, the other one has the grief, but if it's a thruple, then because all the grief needs to go to one and can't be shared, and like they can't comfort each other and both be set.
I think Ivan just didn't want to fuck Alana. That was it.
Could be either that or Randland hasn't figured out fractions beyond a half. So she was trying to verbalize the idea of 1/3, but like they don't have 1/3 in their language yet.
Yeah,
like that's almost what it came off as. It was that clumsy.
Just need to switch to base 12 mathematics, and then 1/3 is quite easy to explain. It's 4.
There you go.
What was that like Simpsons meme? If these kids could read.
Yeah. How you doing, Brian?
Yeah. So, Brian,
this
one of the most emotional scenes from the books, right? From The Shadow Rising. Perrin goes back to the Two Rivers. Keep in mind, Perrin's going back to the Two Rivers in the books to try and protect his people from the Whitecloaks, and he's heard rumors that they're all there. And he knows, oh shit, I'm the reason why they're there. Like, Matt's not it, Rand's not it. I killed 2 Whitecloaks in book 1. They're there because of me. I'm gonna go home.
They're there because Ordith tells Patron Nile in the Dragon Reborn prologue, that's what leads
what he
into
finds
the
out,
Shadow Rising.
What he finds out later, right?
Yeah. So in this show,
but his whole family got butchered.
Yeah.
His whole family got murdered, and they're buried under an apple tree. That is one of the saddest freaking scenes in literature, and they've reduced it now to Alana explaining the emotions of a throuple.
Yep.
So did they establish that his family has already been dead and that he already knew it, or are they alive?
His family's just gone.
I know.
They're just
his family has been evacuated by Bran
and
and Tam and Abel, and that's why those characters are not on screen.
I have a confession to make. So I wasn't really paying much attention to episode 3, but when he was whispering to the crowd, he was literally instead of projecting his voice, he was whispering to the crowd. I saw a couple of dark-skinned man and woman. I thought that was his parents.
Oh my god, I thought this too.
And I thought there were two
kids.
boys. I thought maybe those were his brothers or half brothers.
That's the Alcine family. Will Alcine with the well-turned calf. That was him.
No, Will Alcine died in the pilot. He was the guy who got axed and fell on Egwene.
That was a different Will.
That was a different Will? Okay.
Oh.
Maybe. Maybe there's credits for 2 Will Alcines.
Okay,
there's the Will that got axed. There's the Black Will.
They were cousins.
Alive.
So the writers tell us that there's Trollocs outside of the Two Rivers. Are there going to be more than 10 Trollocs in this season?
I can't wait. I was looking at the IMDb pages because I think they've now released them all, and we don't have Tam Thor, Bran Elvir, or Abel Cawthon on the IMDb listings.
Did they recast Tam Thor? Is that why Michael McElligott is not in the show, or are they just not including the character? How the fuck is that going to work?
It's Maxim is going to replace
Marin
Tam.
Alvear is going to be the leader of the two rivers.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, obviously.
Maxim
Well,
Alvear
Abel-
is going to replace Tam, and Marin Alvear is going to replace Abel. And
You know,
Bran.
I saw Mrs. or what's Matt's mother's name? I hope she stays in that
Maddie
fucking
Collins.
cage.
Maddie Cawthon.
I hope Maddie. I hope she
hope they
stays in that
burn them.
fucking cage.
Yeah.
Dane Bornhall approves.
Dane. I'll be honest. Like, Dane's such a swell guy in this show. Like,
Yeah.
it's freaking Game Valda that's just
Yeah, he's a bad
telling
guy.
him, "Oh, Perrin murdered your father" and all that.
Dane's not even mad.
Did you
I'm
notice that,
like Dane. You're
Brian,
you're
did you
such a
notice
swell
that-
guy. You're an idiot. No offense. But
Yeah.
That's all right. I picked the name because he's a drunk. But anyways, did you notice how
Yes, he is.
Eamon Valda still has his fucking arm?
Still in a
his leg?
sling.
Yeah, after a freaking what is this 8 months or something?
Right? It's been like 4 or 5 years for us when he got
Wow.
stabbed by a Egwene. You didn't. You weren't
Oh,
able
that's
to
what
kill
that
him.
was from. Oh my god, I forgot.
Permanently disabled his fucking right arm.
Right. Like, this show doesn't give a fuck about continuity.
No.
How is it? Like, how is that the one thing that they remembered across multiple seasons? Like, I don't understand.
So Mule sent me this. I asked him to send me this very detailed map of the Wheel of Prime show. Yeah. So like, how long did they travel? Like a month? Didn't they travel like a month or
month.
something?
They
According to
said
the
a
show.
month, yes.
So they just travel straight from Falme right to Tarvalon right there.
We were talking about this, Dan, and you probably will do a better job of it than I will. But like the river route is you would sail from Falma to Tyr, up the river from Tyr to Tarvalon.
Yeah, you'd pass
And-
it.
You gotta
there
be
you
from
go.
here. Then
I
you
don't
gotta
know
go
how this
around.
works.
And then the only way to Tarvalon is past Tyr here and then up.
So why go to Tyr? why tell
Because they don't
Rand
know.
to
Why
go
not
to Tyr?
stop there? Why
Because they don't
go to
know where
Tarvalon?
Tyr is.
And speaking of Tyr, why was Kalendor put there by Luce Theron?
Wasn't.
I don't.
Why
That's a
was
mistake.
Kalendor put there by Luce Theron, and why now can Forsaken just take the Kalendor basically?
Only according to Moron, who hasn't read the prophecies.
Yeah.
What has Moron been doing for the last 20 years if not reading these prophecies? Like
Dude, she spent 20
Boning,
years. She
Suwan.
spent 20 years and then she admitted at the start of the show the only thing she knew was that the dragon was 20 years old.
Mhm.
Didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. Didn't know where, didn't know what, didn't know what they looked like or anything. The only thing that she got was like day one of your job. Your job starts now. This baby is born. And 20 years later, all she knew was that they were 20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there were more references throughout the 3 episodes that, hey, the dragon could have been a girl.
they cannot
Oh, yeah.
decide if it can or can't. It's
But just
killing
this
me.
time.
In the Elida scene that was in the Red Aja.
Now.
Apparently now
And
the Dragon Reborn is a guy, is a boy, is a man or something. The Dragon Reborn's a man. So we got our confirmation. You know, that was 4 years from now.
we have trained for all our lives.
Is this bad to say? But she kind of sounds like Mako. Unfortunately,
You're not.
I don't get that reference.
Uncle Iroh from
Avatar.
or the
I have limited familiarity with that reference.
Okay, he's the
I
bald guy in
like
Conan.
that character. I haven't
He's the-
finished
he's-
Avatar.
He's the bald guy. Has anybody seen the Conan Barbarian Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
Heck
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he is the bald Chinese guy
Oh,
in either the first or second one. I think the second one, actually.
Well, then
Conan the
I'm out.
Destroyer.
Yeah, he's
The one
but
with
he is,
Will Chamberlain, that one,
Yeah.
and Andre the Giant.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
but he
Forgot
is-
about that.
Best.
Don't remember.
but for
The
sure he is
only-
the narrator. But for
Andre
sure
the
he's the
Giants in the
narrator.
second one. Fuck,
Yeah.
I got to see
Yep.
this.
And Will Chamberlain. Yeah.
But for sure he is the narrator of the first one.
Wait, how
Oh,
many
okay.
chicks does Will Chamberlain nail in the second Conan movie?
Who's
At
keeping count?
least 15. Like,
And we're just judging that based on like his average rate per minute.
well, we looked at this. We said 2,000 in total, and then
10,000, I thought.
I'm sorry, was it 10,000 or 2,000?
It's
So, I mean,
impressive either way.
You figure he's black, so he probably lost his virginity at 13 to an obese auntie. So, you guys have never heard that stereotype? Okay. Never mind. I'm going to change my math. No, ignore me.
He only lived to be 55, right?
I didn't realize that wasn't that hadn't reached the mainstream yet.
And we're canceled. Brian, we're so sorry. If you ever want to come on our channel, which hasn't been canceled yet, and like do all your stuff by us, Alex will totally be there to be like,
Oh yeah,
all
I was just showing
Chilporials
off my
will-
cool books because
Is that Robert Jordan, or is that Robert
No,
E.
this
Howard?
is the original Robert E. Hine. Who's this guy?
Robert Howard.
Robert E.
Howard.
Howard.
Yeah.
Okay.
the
Yeah,
original.
I got.
yeah,
I got
it's a
digital.
really
I have-
it's fun.
I heard the Robert Jordan ones are really good too.
I want to read them, but I wanted to read the originals first. Oh,
Yeah. same
Dane's
here.
getting books now.
So I figure so we talked about Two Rivers. So what I think is going to happen is I don't think Perrin's going to lead anything.
No.
I think Maxim, because Maxim is Rafe's
100%.
boyfriend of over a
Absolutely.
decade. He's going to be the one to rally the Two Rivers and everything. So
Yes.
Don't discount Alana either.
Yeah.
There's no way Rafe is going to be content with Alana kind of going off into the woods.
Or Mr.
yeah.
Silver.
yeah, but yeah, it's like, do you think the Tinker stuff is gonna come back in this? Do you think they're gonna do the Way of the Leaf stuff?
Nah.
No.
There might be a reference to it. I mean, I think Aram is cast in this season, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That was one of my. That was besides. I mean, that was another heartbreaking moment in the Shadow Rising, was when when Aram basically has a similar experience to that one to one of that one ancestor of Rand, Lewin, the one that goes in and tries to rescue his sister and
Oh yeah.
and their cousin, it was a cousin sister, and the cousin gets killed or something, and then he gets cut out of the Jedi Eel or whatever. I forget what
Yeah.
were they the
Yeah,
Jedi Eel,
that
Dane, or what were they?
They
Aiden's
weren't-
group.
At that
So-
point, they
They
weren't.
didn't have plans.
Right? There was only the Aiel, but because of the split that happens at this point and the fact that he doesn't abandon, he sticks around. They start all the Aiel that accept violence to a certain extent
That's
kind of-
Mako.
keep
Oh, that
keep around the periphery of the Aiel
okay.
to defend them. And slowly over time, the terminology evolves to, all right, we're Aiel, but they're the Gen Aiel, and Gen means true.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Because I know, like, right before that, I think right before that, that's when the Tinkers split off, and the Tinkers, go look for the song or whatever. The
Yeah,
song
and-
of Ice
and that's
Fire
why
that they'll never find, because they'll
that's
never
why the
find George R. R.
Aiel-
Martin's book.
we'll
the
never
Aiel
finish this book.
They'll never
despise
finish that book of the series.
the
That's why
Aiel
they're looking.
despise the Tinkers, because the Tinkers, or the Tuatha'an, the traveling people, they were more obsessed with the song. But what they did is they abandoned their mission. Right? They unloaded all the terangrial from their wagons, and they took the wagons and they said, "Fuck this, we're going off. We're going to go sing again." But they kept to the Way of the Leaf, which the Gen Aiel still held to, but the Aiel under Lewin abandoned. But the reason why the Aiel in modern days can't abide the Tinkers, avoid them, call them the Lost Ones, is they're the quitters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
So
the
it
reason
makes
why
no
the
sense
and
for
the reason
Ruark to be like, I gotta bury these people. What?
And what-
Ruark would have fucking spat on their
Still-
fucking dead bodies.
yeah, and what was the now the reason why the Genaiel died off, was it just because was it because they just didn't defend themselves and it was inevitable or something, or was there
Their
more
birth
to
rates
it?
tanked. Their
Birth rate's smaller, like they began dwindling, and they were in a very harsh environment. If you can't basically defend yourself, if you're sworn to basically being a pacifist and you're in a harsh desert environment, your tribe's going to dwindle just over time.
Think about all the people that are like struggling to hold up like the "We hate Elon Musk" signs because their arms are like this thick around. That's basically what the Genaiel are. But unlike our weirdos who are kind of protected by society, they weren't in the desert.
Just a disclaimer: the views of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views of the Nerdporial Continuum. All right,
He's in Chicago. We can't get him fucking swatted, Alex. Jesus Christ.
Everybody else in the country's getting swatted, apparently. I'm a little salty we weren't included.
One day. Then we'll know we've made it.
Yep. Trip has a good point earlier about why did they take a vote to Tarvalon when they could have just used the way gates that are fine now.
Well, they at least had an ogre with them. It sounds like Alana and Maxim just raw dogged it. Like,
I mean, wasn't that door still there when Moron and Lan got Moron and Lan got out of the thing and then destroyed all the ships and all that because the Oath Rod doesn't exist or something in this show.
That too, but getting back to the episode, how long have Alana and Maxim been in the Two Rivers?
That's a good. I'm like, how did they get there first? How did they get there before?
Perrin?
Well,
what's implied is they went through the ways because Perrin, when he gets through the way gate, says like a man and a woman have been here and they smell like ash, being the ashes on Alana's face, which is Ivan. Gross, whatever.
What's the white?
They've been there for a day.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because Perrin left like
that's what I thought.
A day after Alana would have left.
Which is weird.
And I'm also confused by, did Alana have a map of the ways? She did. Does Maxim speak Ogier? Like, the fucking signs are written in fucking Ogier. Like,
here's the more fucked up thing, Alex. Brian, you ready for this? Alana and Perrin have never met each other in the books or in this show to this point.
Mm-hmm.
he only knew Varen
Mm-hmm.
In the books.
in the books.
Perrin does not know Varen in the show. Perrin does not know any Aes Sedai other than Moron.
Yeah.
So he goes up to the attic. He's like, "What are you doing here?" And then it needs to be explained. It's like, Nynaeve said that you were sad after Ivan died.
Yeah. So
What the fuck is going on?
that's another thing. The one thing I did like about Lord of Chaos, especially the one thing that Jordan really explored was the bond, and just like especially how the Aes Sedai react to it and how Rand reacted to it when he got raped in a way.
Bonded, yeah.
I thought it was interesting how, like, when Rand was caught and put in the box and all that, or in the box, and then he kills a warder, and then seeing how that one Aes Sedai, I forget her name, reacts and just starts beating him relentlessly. I just like that's the only time I've ever seen an Aes Sedai experience an Aes Sedai scream, at least in the book, because they're older and they're very dispassionate almost about everything. The White Aja even more so, to the point where I was able to figure out that Alviarin was Black Aja because of her unfound interest in what Elida was talking about. So but yes, I'm proud of myself for that.
I know, right? Like, dang, that's crazy.
I'm impressed, Brian.
I'm like, I don't remember half of this stuff. I need to reread so bad. Oh.
So, but yeah, like so, like when we see that stupid Aes Sedai battle in the very beginning, and they're just screaming, yeah, and then you see Suwan's like that. I'm just like, this is so stupid, and just to kind of move forward with Suwan, I think Suwan is probably the worst. I mean, I think she's the worst actress in the show, in my opinion. Like,
No, nobody's worse than Rena. Rena is the top filling there, but
Right.
she's gone. Rip Queen.
Yeah, Rena was pretty bad.
I
Yeah.
feel like
She was almost
Nynaeve.
funny.
Oh, Nynaeve
Rand
kind of
is
grew
awful,
on me
too.
during that match fight. I'll be honest. I think Rand is the star of this season so far.
He's improved to look like
Yeah.
someone.
I liked. What do you think of him in the Vision, or not the Vision, in the
the
or-
madness.
The
one.
accepted test. I thought he crushed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
I
great.
was just like,
How hard to do
he was
that,
terror.
though?
I was he was a little terrifying, and I was a little commanding too. I was like, okay.
Can we go back to worst actress? Because I want to put in my 2 cents. Dana the Dark Friend.
Oh,
yeah,
I
she was
Dana.
forgot about
bad.
Dana
with the
Dark Friend.
with the
She
nose
was
piercing with the nose piercing.
That's
Clearly.
Among other things, and then also be like, her dialogue, like switching from like not scene to scene within the scene, being like, "What do I want?" and being like, "I want to stop hurting, but I'm also going to live forever. But I want to stop hurting."
Speaking of Dana the Dark Friend, well, it's not Dana the Dark Friend, but that one character in the books that Matt and Rand encounter in Eye of the World. I hear she comes back. The one that they lock in
Millie
in a
Skane.
barn or
Millie
something.
Skane. Yes.
Oh, that
Oh
one
yeah,
Dark
yep,
Friend,
from the
yeah.
book. Yep.
Yeah, I hear she comes back with a
in
vengeance.
Crown
or
of
something.
Swords. It's
Oh,
actually a
Yeah,
good scene.
in your book.
You're gonna like it.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
I didn't realize that was her.
Mhm.
So yeah, so and so it's interesting how characters that you don't expect come back. So
Like Peter Connell, the
Yep.
one
Yeah.
Peter the
success.
Dark Friend, the best
The
dark
one-
friend
I
ever.
like how he gets caught. They're just like they're worshiping the Dark One, like oh,
Yeah.
and then they all get caught and they all get hung.
But
Like,
when
oh,
you first read it, if you forgot that Peter Connell was actually the dude from the Eye of the World, which
Yeah.
is most readers,
He's
You think
he's
it's
the one
actually-
that goes up. He's like they're making me do this, and they're like, get away from us, you.
but you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you
yeah.
think it's a horrifying scene, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
oh no, the guy I was rooting for to like help Morgase is getting hung by these evil Whitecloaks.
Yeah.
You
Like,
do a
no,
reread,
you're
and then you
dark
know
friends.
Peter Connell in.
Oh, that's him.
that's him.
Like
Yeah.
like
Oh
They're
shit, the
actual
White
dark
Cloaks.
friends.
They did something right. Oh my god.
yeah.
That's the only time they do something right, but it's great.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, Lord Luke. So we meet a dorky
Oh god, he
Lord
looks
Luke
so
in this.
bad. Like,
I hated that.
Who's hiring who's casting these people? Like
or
Dude,
like
I-
clothing these people. Like, give him some lordly.
I have
clothes.
Fael's
that's supposed to
hoodie
be
in my
Rand's
wardrobe.
uncle. That's supposed to be Rand's uncle.
Give me
Yeah.
a second. I'm gonna go put on Fael's hoodie. Give me a sec.
Is that even Slayer?
Is
Is
there
there
code
no
for taking a
Slayer?
shit?
That-
We have no idea. Perrin has never been inside Taylor and Riyadh at all. There's been no setups. It's terrible.
That's
Oh,
a
no,
good
he hasn't.
point.
That's
He's-
right.
He has no experience with the Wolf Dream.
Oh,
That's gonna be a wild pivot.
yeah. Like this whole show is gonna have to wildly pivot since they're obviously building toward the Stone of Tears being the end point.
Mhm.
And place your bets. Do you think that they're actually going to introduce Bilal, or do you think they're just going to have Samael be the guy in the Stone of Tyr that Rand has to
It'll
fight?
be all of them.
It'll be Robin.
Well-
I'm also not sure. I'm not sure they're building to the Stone of Tyr. I could very well see them be building to the ending from Shadow Rising, where they just fight in the Angriel room.
Don't they like? They're. I mean, wasn't there shot like a fight out like? Or wait, that was from season 2, wasn't it? Where they're like filming something in the desert or something.
I have Fael's hoodie on.
That does look
How
very
dashing.
similar.
Oh, unironically, yes. Unfortunately,
Okay, so I can't be the only one that thinks she looks like she should be in Mr. Robot, right?
Mhm.
she kind of does like Romy Malik a little bit.
I have no idea
she
what
has.
I'm
Mr.
not
Robot
convinced
is.
that's a woman, but that's just me.
No, it's not just you.
Yeah. What's his I just love it. Salty does too.
Well, there's
other people. Okay,
there's
good.
there's an Instagram that she ran or is tied to her, and there's a person on a stripper pole with a beard.
Okay.
Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's them.
Well, we all know the Rena story. So.
Say no more. Say less.
Okay, so speaking of Rena, so we get an appearance from Rena in one of Egwene's dreams. So apparently that's basically Lanfear fucking with her.
I love that part.
So are they still in a relationship, Egwene and Rand? Are they still having sexy time even though he's screwing Lanfear at the same time?
I don't know about sexy time because every time that Rand wants to get up in that, she's basically has trauma.
Dude, they're always cuddling. Like that'd be a lot of cuddling without any penetration. If that's, but who knows with our boy Rand?
I think what we can safely say is it just the tip.
Well, no wonder he's boning Lanfear. He's going to bed with blue balls every night.
Yeah.
I like that part, like how they wake up at the same time and should be like, Rand, why do you have a boner? Because I'm crying.
Dude, I love Lanfear, who's like, what am I gonna do tonight? Well, I hate this Egwene bitch, so I'm going to torture her while simultaneously trying to sleep with her boyfriend. Like, this is like Regina George.
Regina George, most powerful Forsaken.
Yeah.
Now I have to talk about that scene where she talks about Kalendor and what was this Sakara? The Sakara thing that is what Sakarna. Like I don't even know what that is because I'm not that far.
I hate that thing.
Brian, you're not alone
in Dune. The soldiers for the
Harkonnens, but with the Nis, right?
Sardaukar.
So Brian, the reason why a lot of the Wheel of Time fandom isn't that familiar with this is because this is a sa'angreal that gets introduced a lot later in the book series. It happens to be a male sa'angreal, and I'm not going to tell you who has it. What's kind of annoying is that they aren't using the sa'angreal that Swan Sanche with her full circle used to help heal or to heal Matt in book 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Matt goes back to the tower. He needs to get healed from the dagger, and it's a full circle of 13 sisters plus a sa'angreal that the Aes Sedai have. It's their most powerful one.
Yeah, there are references throughout the books that with Kalendor only 2 more powerful were made, but we don't get any specifics until really late in the game.
No, you get them quite around contemporaneously at the Chodan Kal. Because the Chodan Kal gets mentioned first and foremost by Baal Doman in book 1.
Well, I mean, like, like the specifics of only 2 sa'angreal for a man other than Kalendor were made. Like Kalendor's like 3rd in the tier rankings, I believe, in terms of overall, with the Chodan Kal being the biggest, and then Sakarnan supposedly being the 2nd. But
no, Kalendor is better than Sakarnan, I thought.
Also, yes. I'm throwing it out there. I hate this whole Shara subplot.
Also, the Sakarnan was stupid and never should have been included in fuck Brandon Sanderson.
That too. Is
that a Sanderson invention?
Yeah. So to give you some example, Brian, if you go to the wiki of the Sakarnan for the books, it is A Memory of Light, chapter 37, is the first.
That's when I get introduced.
It's like isn't that like right before the last
right before the end. So you know in Harry Potter when she decided that Horcruxes were stupid and the Deathly Hallows were all that mattered.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Sanderson basically did that.
Yeah, and he used a vague reference to justify it. But that was the but it was a vague reference, and it was kind of lame how they ended up using it, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. So Staplebo says Sakarnan being stronger is a retcon.
Well, just like yeah, technically it is a retcon that it exists, but there are vague references that are never really substantiated. There was something that was
The
as
thing
powerful, but they never explore it.
So is
The
there
show-
gonna do you think
the
there's
show
gonna be
hasn't established anything of the Chosen
Yeah.
Call,
Oh no,
right?
no, definitely
you,
not.
you never got Bail Doman in season 1. You never got Rand going through Tremoncian in season 2 with Lanfear and that chapter of Sidene, right, where he comes upon the excavation. So there's no setup there. So this doesn't exist. And what is set up in these episodes here about Lanfear's new goal being like, if you have Kalendor and I have the Sarkinen, which is not for women, but who fucking cares? If I've got the women's sangreal and you got the man one, perhaps we can challenge the universe and kill the Dark One. That's what they're doing.
I'm absolutely fascinated, and I love when we do this, when they give us a trailer and we look at something, and we look at Moraine holding this stupid mag light in her hand, and we're like, well, that's got to be the Chosen Call, right? I mean, that's the only thing that would make sense. And then the show's like, psych, fuck you, it's actually the Sakarnan. Like, I'm just like, how am I supposed to guess that? That's so stupid. Like,
that was the male sangreal that was introduced in like the penultimate chapter of the whole fucking series, and it was a scepter, not a fucking ball.
right?
They can't even get that right. They can't even get that right.
Like, she had a staff in the first book. Like, let her have a stick. Oh.
Well, she did find a stick in episode 2. She was carrying it around. It looked like an old grapevine. It's pretty funny.
She put it in the fire.
How about that hat? Can we put that freaking hat in the fire?
Oh.
Jesus Christ, it's made out of burlap.
Matt's hat.
But it's not Matt's hat. Matt's hat didn't look like something that a middle-aged British woman would wear in the countryside.
Don't worry, Matt's getting a dress. Just wait till the next episode.
That's true. I forgot. Matt.
Tachiko Pride, yeah.
Matt gets a dress and Moraine gets a hat.
So the only reason why Matt goes with them is because he feels that only Nynaeve can heal his
weirdness.
Nynaeve can't heal a fucking arrow wound, and she's gonna heal his
Alex,
so
this is so much worse because I'm gonna lay it out right here. Do you want to know why? The only person that can heal Matt, and I feel very confident with this prediction, Tiny Sedai is the only one that can heal Matt.
Fuck you, you're right.
Oh no! That's it. Oh wow, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
So what's that ability?
Matt had the mental energies going into him, and nothing fucking happened.
Oh yeah.
So what's
and
that?
then Tiny Sedai is the one who I could take your memory so you don't know anything.
So yeah,
the end of this whole arc
true.
is going to be Tiny Sedai. Or Matt being like, I don't want to know any of this. And
is that an ability in the book?
Nope.
That
Tiny Sedai doesn't exist in the books.
Okay, so what exactly was she doing? She was just stealing like memories or something. Is that what happens to Adelaus in the beginning?
Compulsing. Varen says something about memories.
So did Varen block? Is that why she only had a nosebleed, whereas Adelaus got like, who are you?
So Varen blocked part of the weave.
Okay.
So like if you look real closely, you can see like the weave's coming for, and she kind of swats half of it.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
So that's why I think she didn't get the full blast of it.
Yeah.
So
but even though it's dumb because you've got. I'm going to point this out too. Rima of the Yellow Aja, who was collared and going to shop. She's back.
Yeah.
I love that. Why is Lanfear in the tower if Rima is in the tower? What are we doing here? If Rima's in the tower, why did Nynaeve have to come to the tower? Oh,
Which one is Rima again?
So
The
Rima
Lost
is
guy.
the super black lady who in like episode 7 of season 2 with her warder went out to fight the
The
Sean
Sean
Chans,
Chan. Oh, okay, that's her.
and then
So
she
she's
got
gonna be back.
taller. She
Yeah.
She
is
is
back.
She
She
is
was
back.
the guy.
in
She
season
was
2.
the guy leading Matt's healing.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh my god.
It's the same actress, and it's the
Same
same
character.
name.
That's why you were looking for it. Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, I was looking for it because I was trying to figure out why Marshala Ali was in drag and in this season. Then I figured-
I love the Max just saying Data's making this all up.
I wish,
no,
Max, I wish it was that bad, but it's.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I wish
I-
that was the case, and we could just be like, "Aha, this is a funny
I'll-
dream. We'll wake up, won't we?"
I think another like really terrible thing is that that the tiny Sedai attempts to use her memory thing on Matt and it fails, and that's the justification for it. I think that would technically be worse. Like I would hate that way more.
Wait, is that what you think is going to happen? Or
I think that's what I think.
So-
I have a theory that that's what's going to happen.
Because
Based on
he
our
listened
conversation.
to my prediction earlier. But
Yeah.
what I honestly think, given how poorly received the finale was and the unsatisfaction with Matt's arc, I think there's some betrayal that he does, where he does like something similar to Min and just wants rid of his memories, and therefore he goes with the dark. The only one that could help him out is Tiny Sedai.
Oh wow!
And that's
You know
fine
what?
because like
About,
Man's already a dark friend, so it should be really easy for him to get the hookups then, right?
What about his hanging? Like, is that going to happen, or do you think that's just?
Well,
That's
we,
just,
we, we,
it's
we
been-
saw it in the Min vision, so I have to assume
They're
it's
gonna
happening.
do it.
We
in
also
Vancouver,
saw we
probably.
also saw him stab Rand.
Stab Rand.
Did that happen?
He just
It
he
technically
hugged
So-
it by
So by that logic, we may end up seeing him like hung by his feet, or he might
Well,
lose an
it's
arm.
Not
Like
in the IOA,
something's gonna
so-
happen, but like
it's going to have nothing to do with. So was that so the last episode's called "He Who Comes with the Dawn," according to what I saw. But then somebody posted something saying the last episode was called Aelfin. So was that just like was that misinformation basically?
I don't know.
Probably. I
well,
I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, didn't they say there was an actor that was going to play Aelfin? One of the
Yeah,
or something?
there is an actor credited as Aelfin in IMDb.
So do you think someone just put that in, or do you think? Because I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to go into the.
I think whatever they do, they're going to do it worse.
Not only is he credited as Aelfin, he is the guy from the Rings of Power who did the orc aesthetics. So no, I think they're going to put fucking scales onto this poor guy.
I want to see this guy. Who is it? Let me show me the thing again.
So on Wikipedia, the episode titles so far are only up to episode 5.
You want to share
official.
it? Do you have it up, Dane?
No, there's only 2 that we need to know. Like, so the next one that we're going to see next week is called The Road to the Spear. And then the 5th episode is called Teleran Riyadh.
Okay.
World of Dreams.
So according to
So the final episodes are kind of like, we hear rumors of what they could be called.
well, I think
nothing's
isn't the
confirmed.
second to last episode called GoldenEye? So is that gonna like?
You
That
should.
could make
There
sense.
was the, and I'm sorry, I'm doing something else right now. But there was the post for showing how long each episode was, and I thought the episode titles were on that.
You know what? It wouldn't actually break what we know about this show, that this information exists on the internet and it hasn't made it to Wikipedia because no one fucking gives a shit.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody really cares about this show, unlike something like Game of Thrones or Star Wars, which got incredibly accurate leaks very, very frequently.
And it would make it to big sites like Wikipedia within
I
minutes.
don't know what you're talking about. I'm not seeing this guy in
No,
this
it's
credits.
not. I'm not seeing it on IMDb anymore.
The Aelfin guy got removed from IMDb.
He's no longer seeing him attached to Wheel of Time.
Somebody put that in.
Maybe he saw the first couple episodes and was like, "Take this off my fucking CV.
I don't want this on my resume." Yeah.
I don't want this." Just like, nope, that'll be someone else. One thing I will note, though, because I think it was either in discussion with Alex or someone else on the Discord, but there's a picture from behind the scenes footage. It looks like it's in a big cavern in the waste because we have the big like tapestry rug, and we see Rand, and we see a dude with Samael's outfit that we now know. So the whole bone thing or whatever, Samael will come back, and he apparently is in the waste talking to Rand.
Sweet.
His
Great.
bone outfit is freaking metal. Let's
Dark
go.
friend Rand.
I like that guy. He was like yelling at people. I was like, oh, okay, this is somebody has some balls.
I thought he was going to be a dwarf.
Yeah.
But he was just only really
I noticed
short.
that, Grifter. I saw that on the thing. Now I want to like look.
I didn't know
up.
that. Interesting.
Really?
Is there anything else? Is there anything else we haven't talked about?
Oh my god, these episodes are
There's
so
lots.
long.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
He was just looking up the runtime and
pull
it's
some
like-
notes up. Let's see. We have the terrible aping of the Great Hunt.
Oh yeah, the yeah, you were saying the sword training and all that.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was bad.
the scene
how-
where
How about
where
Matt getting cucked? Right?
Matt
'Cause
getting
that was
cocked
pretty
was
That was
pretty
funny.
great.
Clara's friend is like, I'm just waiting for these girls to come to me, but I have to listen to like that side and that side. And the
And-
novices are just getting railed. And then later on, Swan's like, our novices will never recover.
That was hilarious. That was
It's
just
so outside of fucking Wheel of Time.
I know,
Wait,
right?
is this true? Is this freaking true? There's going to be a musical episode?
or at the very least.
This has been hinted at that there is potentially a musical number coming.
Oh no!
Like a it's something that has a bunch of music in it, but
Like, help us.
honestly have no
Oh,
idea.
no.
Probably and if anything, it's the Tom Maryland episode because he's only been credited for one. But
So
we're just gonna get Tom Maryland singing.
So is he gonna be in the
flashback.
waste? Is he gonna be in the waste or
He's
something?
gonna be everywhere.
Oh, you
He'll
know,
be on Tanchico, and then he'll explain everything that's happened in this series so far in song.
you know what would be amazing is if they made Tom Osmodian. That would be hilarious.
That
I was
would
thinking
be
the same thing.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, I think Staplebow is right that the musical sequence will be in Tanchico.
Yeah.
Is Elaine gonna be yanking his mustache? I hated that.
Well, there
Should be
is
in
there
something else
there,
to
there
him, let's
is
be
a
real.
picture of Elaine and Tom together.
Tom doesn't have a mustache on the show.
This
Yeah,
is true.
yeah, he does. It's just not.
He has a
No, he's got
mustache.
Nothing
He
you
is
could
a
pull on.
quote
You could
unquote
pull on
mustache.
Tom's mustache as much as you could pull on my mustache.
I thought Tom was dead. Like Tom is dead, Loyal is dead, Parent's dead, Nynaeve's dead,
Well,
Egwene's
Brian,
dead.
in season 1, Uno, Loyal, and Tom were dead, but
Yeah.
apparently Amazon just said no, they're not anymore. Bring them
I
back.
feel like what happened to Tom? I don't even remember. Other than he was like he robbed Matt and Rand.
So the fade came in, and it was the three of them, and Rand and Matt ran out the door and then closed it, and so Tom was trapped with the
okay,
fade
yeah,
in the
yeah.
house.
And
That's
didn't
maybe
Matt
just
murder
walked
like
out.
the daughter or something like that? I swear that was.
They were intentionally ambiguous with it. I think they basically said the fade did it, not Matt. But it was very like they really wanted you to think that Matt may have done it.
Yeah.
Very, very, very.
Oh, yeah, with that
Part of
weird,
it.
creepy thing that's like every time there's a kid on screen, it's weird and creepy.
Yeah.
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 Um,
I hate this.
I hate this so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate
The
it.
show
the
so
convers-
much.
the conversation between Elaine and Morgaze, where they talk about Tigraine, and Moraine goes, "The last daughter heir to leave to go off on her own was Tigraine, and she never became queen." And Elaine goes, "Yes, but because Tigraine disappeared, you became queen." And Morgaze was like, "That is an excellent argument. I should definitely let you go out on your own." Like I was sitting there, like, are we smoking crack? Like, what is happening?
What level of
I must
crack
have missed that scene.
Hang on, let me see if I can.
It's
Yeah,
like-
it
I think I skipped it or something, or I was
Dude, it's
doing
either
something
the
else.
same scene or a similar one where she's basically like, Morgaze desperately wants to know what happened to her daughter.
Oh, it's
You
Elaine
wouldn't
Morgan's
say where you went
that one.
prior to this. And then Elaine is like, "Well, I left the tower and I fought a Forsaken and I healed the Dragon Reborn, who I'm on the first name basis with, by the way. And now I'm going to fucking stay here and root out the shadow in this tower." And this conversation ends with no reaction to that. And her asking, like, "How are you so wise?"
I know, right? It's
I
the
had-
dumbest shit. Like,
I've had a
okay.
good teacher.
No, you had a psychotic
Oh, this-
evil woman as your teacher. You had Cersei Lannister, or
That's not it. Dude, done. It's like I was taken out of the tower by a dark friend. That was enough for fucking Morgaze to blow her fucking load and just like, what? And now Elaine is admitting, "Don't worry, Mom, I wasn't in danger. It was only one dark friend. In fact, like the fight against Ishamael was easy." What?
yeah, that
Why are you admit? She doesn't react.
Yeah.
Morgaze does not react to the new info drops that Elaine was in a fight against the Forsaken,
Yep.
knows the Dragon Reborn, and is now determined to stay in the White Tower in order to fucking kill Dark Friends.
I know, and it's like they mentioned the Dragon Reborn, and it's like not a non-issue. Like nobody cares. This isn't a huge deal or anything.
yeah.
It's just like, come home, Elaine.
And also, it's just wouldn't Elida be really interested to find out about that? That
all those points? Yes.
Yes.
Every-
I asked that same question, Grifter. I was like, how does Morgaze even know that like Elaine was abducted? I don't know.
because
Right. Because that's a good point, Grifter and Lady B, because in the books, it was Gawain and Galad who raised the concerns about not knowing where their sister
my
was
sister?
because they were there at the tower.
yeah.
Yeah, I to be
Oh, yeah.
Joshua Templeton is saying, to be fair, that is Robin's compulsion at work. Getting drunk with Elaine changed the compulsion on Morgaze.
what?
What?
Wow.
I have.
This is
I have
like a
so
crazy
many-
murder board of like making
is-
this make sense.
This is confusing.
I have no idea how that makes any remote bit of sense.
Robin cares enough about Elaine to want her at the White Tower, not in Camelin?
To be fair, this might be facetious.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Joshua. If you want me to assume that you're being facetious, you need to be 9 levels of stupid beyond this, because I was thinking this, like, I could see them coming up with that. Like, that's
What you need to know when you're giving us suggestions about what the show writers actually intended, our bar has been lowered down to like not preschool level, but like if you think you have a precocious toddler, like 2 years old, and they might know 7 letters in the alphabet. That's where we're at with these
We're at
writers.
Cave Petty.
Joshua, if you told me that in episode 6, Elaine and Egwene meet with Shirley Abrahamson, or Brian, who's the fat one in the new Star Trek? Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams.
If you told me that Egwene and I meet with
Isn't
Stacey
that a
Abrams
Nico?
in episode 6, I believe you.
Isn't that Pork Chop to Die?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's Sonia Sotomayor is Pork Chop Sadai.
Whoa. We have her too. It's more than the squad
Wait.
because like we had
Wait, is she
Ilhan Omar Sadai. Like she's in episode 1, like season 1.
Yeah.
Ellen Omer Sadai, but wait, is Amiko, is that governor of Atlanta Sadai?
The one who
Stacey
ran for
Abrams
governor-in-law,
is
Stacey Abrams, yes.
Yeah, and she won't win for another 1,200 years, apparently.
Probably.
That's true. That's how often she gets released according to Star Trek.
That was so stupid.
Is that sort of like issue like every 20 years?
Yeah.
We're getting canceled. Sorry, Brian, on your channel.
All right.
How many times have we been canceled at this point? It's like 25 or something, maybe more.
I
Got banned
kinda
off
like
of
that.
Reddit.
I kind of like that, like some random Twitch streamer like puts up that like, oh, this show's still out. Whenever I think about suicide, I just remember that
Sophia
this is out.
Norwitz.
I've never heard of this chick
Who
before.
is it?
She's a kind of not really edgy, kind of squish Republican political commentator, mostly famous for talking about shitty Marvel movies, but also does some politics stuff. And yeah, that tweet was absolutely hysterical. And it's
here's the
reused
thing, Alex.
all the time, but
It trended up with the show itself. When you look at likes and retweets and like all the views,
Oh, we need to
that
screen
is
cap
getting
this for posterity.
some Twitch streamer I've never heard of, but is like anti-wheel type. Great for her. Okay, maybe I'll follow her on something or other, but whatever. But she is getting the same level as Amazon's whole marketing effort.
The one that absolutely kills me is people being incapable. George, you have thoughts on this episode, buddy?
Let us know, George.
You didn't hear Berg. He's like, oh.
Oh, I gotta find this because God, this was funny.
He has thoughts because I have some rescue plants and I named one Tom Maryland because he's a painted lady philodendron and the like leaves look like they're yellow and green variegated and they look like patches. I'm really excited because he's alive and my cat didn't eat him. And Leandra is also doing really well. She's a black cherry philodendron.
Wait, what?
Oh, I have plants. I named one of them, I named the painted lady one that has the kind of patchy green and yellow leaves, Tom Maryland, because it looks like the leaves look like a Gleeman's cloak. And then I named the other one Leandra because it's a black cherry philodendron. So it's like kind of pinkish and black. So I thought,
It works.
And I feel sad right now because at typical times I'd be doing like picking up actual Fitzy, but I got my big photo of Fitzy.
Oh, dude,
So cute.
I miss him.
Yeah.
So Max has a question for you, Lady B. What's a rescue plant?
A rescue plant. I got it on clearance because the leaves were messed up, and people are like, we can't charge like $8 for this plant. So I kind of rescued it.
So what do we think of the whole Leandrin plot?
Oh God, yeah, we need to talk about this.
So she goes back to the White Tower for no reason. Will,
Like
your video
dumbest-
basically perfectly asked the question, why the fuck would she do that? So
And evidently there's this stupid invention of the show where it's just, oh, you have to put a sign down where they died and then put it down where he was born. And
Fuck you.
And the thing is, no one in the show recognized that she was from Terabon, which is like the first thing that's noted about her in the books.
Holy crap. Dude,
But
how is this possible?
that was what
What?
possible. What happened?
I'll let Alex. I saw the post that you sent me. Should I share it or not?
Sure.
Please share. That's probably awesome.
So it's a little bit hard to see, but I'll read it for you. It says, sometimes when I'm feeling suicidal, I'll remember that this exists, and it helps give me the motivation to chamber around.
That's hilarious. That is amazing.
So that's the post I was talking about earlier. That's trending equivalent to like all the show's stuff.
Wow.
Just to be clear, if you're ever feeling suicidal, definitely call the suicide hotline.
Don't watch
Don't-
Wheel of Time.
do
on
not-
Amazon Prime.
Do not
Don't
watch
do that.
Do not watch Wheel of Prime, and do not make a per. Do not do not make a. Do not. How do I put it? Don't make a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Okay, that didn't sound right, but still.
Or we could just say, "Don't kill yourself." I feel like the insistence on using stupid, dumbass millennial language is probably causing more suicides than anything else.
We are definitely getting canceled.
Well, he's right.
Yeah.
All right, how many reviews are we up to? We are at on Rotten Tomatoes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're up to 17 reviews. That's brutal.
17.
I get so funny because most of them are like fresh, but it's probably the thing like it was last season when you read it and it's like, this show is awful. Like, why the fuck did they make this? I can't believe I had to watch this for work. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I thought everybody. Why is everybody saying, "Oh, these seasons are all a step up"? Season 2 was better than season 1. Season 3 is better than season 2 and season 1.
I love that Winters coming gave it a 10 of 10. Like, no flaws.
Those. Oh, come on. But I guess that makes
It's
sense.
just
Winter's
me.
coming. It's kind of dumb.
That's funny.
I guess it's that idea that if they're making new content, you just have to embrace
Dude,
it. You have to be
all this Rotten
you have to
Tomatoes-
be toxically positive, I guess.
It all fucking died in 2015 when I went to see frickin' I was in London at the time, so I was working on a transaction, and The Force Awakens was coming out, and got excited because it was like 3 days in a row of like The Force Awakens is the best fucking movie ever. Like it got 98 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like everyone was reviewing it top. And then I go see it and I'm like, this is the worst fucking shit I've ever seen in my life.
I am really glad that I was not the only one who felt that way, because it was I went and saw it with a bunch of college buddies, and like 8 of us stepped out of the theater, and like six of them were like, yeah, it wasn't terrible, but it was like, it was okay. And then me and the other 2 guys were like, are you guys kidding? We just watched the retarded version of A New Hope. Like,
Yeah, that's
what
how
are
I
you
felt when I
talking
watched
about?
it. And I felt so bad because I was with a whole bunch of people in the 501st and we like dressed up and stuff. And we were like working with theater, and the theater let us in for free and stuff. And we were like, this sucked.
Yeah, and it for me it was like me and my buddy or colleague buddy, we both went about the same age. I was the bigger Star Wars fan, and we came out of that. He's like, he turns to me, and he's like, "That sucked." I'm like, "Yeah, that fucking sucked."
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
I mean,
that
my
was
brother-
not the 99% thing, and that gets you down the fucking rabbit hole of media criticism. Because like a week later, Max Landis came up with his video about why Rey was a shit character, which is true. And that gets you into like everything about media whatever medium it is in, about what a character needs to have growth. They can't be super overpowered to start out with. They need to like go somewhere, hero's journey, and
Are you
everything of it.
are you saying Ray should not have been able to use a lightsaber at the very end of that movie?
Remember, like
And-
when
and not
Luke
only
was
did-
all
not only did-
retarded with the
I
helmet?
bypassed the compressor.
Not only did they do that, but they completely, and this is the thing that it really got me. I mean, I knew this right out of the theater. They squandered an opportunity to bring everybody back together.
What
100%.
what I'm saying too is that more than any other piece of media in the last 50 years, Star Wars The Force Awakens has educated the public about what makes a good story good and a shitty story shitty. Which basically means that who you're trying to entertain is now aware to all your tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever? I'm pretty sure I've shared with you guys my story of this most recent Trump election, the bar I was at, where I was talking to a guy. He worked for the Democrat Party, and he saw the commercial for, I think it was Echo, and he basically just like threw his beer in disgust and said, "We're going to lose this election." and he basically said, people vote on vibes, and when people are happy, and basically they vote for who's in office right now. And the number two thing that makes people happy after the economy is how good entertainment is. And I really feel like if The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi hadn't been terrible, like I'm convinced that basically we got Trump won because Star Wars was terrible. That if Hollywood had been able to make decent Star Wars,
I think even
South Park made that argument.
I think
did they?
even,
Oh, okay.
I think even he put out a video, like a little Star Wars review himself. I think. I don't know if this was before or after he was president. I don't know, but probably before. Oh yeah,
I do know
it was before. Yeah,
I do think that The Last Jedi launched more careers than the actual movie did.
100%.
Yeah.
That movie changed YouTube.
yeah.
Like it split YouTube right down the middle.
But the sad thing is, it should have been The Last Jedi that did it, because that was the worst movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
just
crazy.
stopped watching. Honestly, I'm like, I'm out. This is it.
It's crazy to think that was the movie that broke people, that caused so many people to just say, okay, media review and media criticism is beyond broken, so it's going to take people doing it themselves. Like,
Yeah. And I mean that just wormed its way into a whole bunch of other franchises and other properties, and Wheel of Time is suffering for that too. You have people who are falsely, toxically positive, because they feel they have to be positive no matter what, especially because they're online. It's the only way to get views, I'm guessing. And I mean, I noticed this with Star Trek Discovery and New Trek in general. I've noticed this with Star Wars. There's people that are blue pill, and there's people that are red pill. They're not that just see through the bullshit. Whitecloaks see through the bullshit.
Yep. One of the things that always cracks me up, and it's it's a Star Trek thing, but every once in a while somebody will say something like, don't you understand that the Democrats are fighting for you to live in the Star Trek universe? And somebody will inevitably post like, my favorite thing about Star Trek is when the Federation figures out that their bullshit propaganda policies don't work.
Yeah.
And like there's a whole bunch of DS9 clips that like perfectly encapsulate it. But like
Oh yeah, that Cisco clip, that was funny.
the I've murdered men, I've
and the pale moonlight, yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, and oddly enough, I believe I'm okay with that. And it's like, damn, what a fucking great.
Here you go. Here you go.
That stuff was so wild.
Yeah, nothing will top. I don't think anything will top in terms of writing Deep Space Nine.
It is my favorite Star Trek, and I know people
Me
really
too.
like TNG, but
Yeah.
I like Voyager.
shut up.
That's so bad.
Nobody asked you.
It's like the I like turtles kid.
I think as an overall story, I think Deep Space Nine is the best Star Trek show. I think TNG has some really great like individual episodes, like the Inner Light, the Drumhead, whatever.
100%. I'm not.
But
You're
yeah,
watching
but I think as an overall story and what Deep Space Nine, just like the boldness that they did. And what's funny is they're all hardcore leftists, and they and especially the way the Deep Space Nine documentary came out, it seemed like they were embarrassed about all the stuff that you just brought up, Alex.
Yeah.
And now like Ira Stephen Burgess, like now, oh, this character was always gay, Garrick, and and I don't know. It was such a rough documentary. So,
Ugh.
Yep.
But yeah, so I think we are getting close to 2 hours. It's
I just
1
want to say
p.m.
we went and like visited my mom, and unfortunately she had a stroke. Like I think
I'm
you
so
saw
sorry.
her at a wedding, which but she was recovering after that. But we were all watching Old Trek, and we were talking about you, Brian. You're watching that episode. It was like where they go to the planet because they need some kind of like there's a planet that's going to like be annihilated because of some environmental disaster, and they need some mineral from this other planet, and it's basically like the troglodytes living in a cave, and there's all the really hot chicks with these like under boob bikini tops.
Yeah,
and like
you're
long
talking
skirt.
your cloud minders, yeah.
Yeah, that
Stratos.
one. It was
classic-
hot. We were like,
the
yeah, this is
classist, yeah. That's the one where Spock, was this close to getting.
yeah, and she's like, "Hey, Spock."
yeah.
Wait, did they save the hot chicks with the hot tits?
Hell yeah, all of them.
So I have one last thing before we go. Where is so you guys are positive that this show is going to get canceled,
Yep.
and Will
Yeah.
Prime is going to die the final death, basically.
I just hope we get an actual announcement instead of like nothing, and
I think it's probably dead. There was some interesting stuff on the torrents, but that's the first thing that I've seen that would ever make me think that there's even a chance that it escapes, and we're talking 0.5%.
Yeah.
It's
I mean-
really low. The ratings for this are terrible, and it's not even like Rings of Power where it's sunk cost fallacy at this point.
Yeah.
this is the
I'm,
end. Like they don't
I
need to make
I
more.
keep looking up the Google Trends for it, and like we don't have enough time exposure.
Yeah,
But compared to like Invincible and Reacher, it's not a blip.
flatlined.
I am on it. I honestly really, I now want to. I really want to see the Dusty Wheels review of these episodes.
That Nameless
I know.
just posted his first one.
Oh, I am. Well, Nameless is not representative of the Dusty Wheel. Like the Nameless is not as he's a shill, but he's not King Shill, is how I would put it.
Okay.
I liked how I remember watching some
Dark
of you guys
friends, dark friends everywhere.
I
covering
don't watch Dark Friends.
covering
Me
you
neither.
guys covering you guys were covering the Sanderson
Oh, yeah,
Daniel
that.
Green, Dusty Wheel. That dude in the middle was Dusty Wheel, gray hair dude.
Yeah.
That was Dusty Wheel, and then you had Sanderson. I liked how Sanderson was criticizing it, and Dusty Wheel was trying to say no, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm just like, wow, bro. I mean, you're talking to the guy that for all the crap Sanderson gets nowadays, he still finished the Wheel of Time, So
Yeah.
Yep.
if he says there's something wrong, then
Yeah,
there's
Jacob.
something wrong.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
that-
Dane, Gadfly has been trying to fire me up to watch Sanderson's new writing lectures.
Yeah, we
He
all need
says-
to watch
He says
these,
they're
apparently.
absolutely awful.
Probably.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you'd watched any of those.
No,
the main.
I understand him from, but I've also heard Stormlight Archive. I got into the first book and I lamented that I bought it on the cheap with the other two
Is this
because
true?
there's no way I'm reading the further ones.
Josh, don't
Gosh,
say that.
is this true?
Wow, that's what I
Wow.
say. He is King Shill. At least Nablus is willing to somewhat criticize the show. Like he had a number of criticisms for
Why?
this first season finale. He thought it was good overall, but
Now,
at least he
to
has
be-
some criticism.
Why
to be
is
fair, early Jordan is different from late Jordan.
Oh yeah.
like books
Very,
1
very
through 6
different.
Jordan?
So
versus
what
books
I'm
7
saying
through
here
11?
is the earlier books are a lot tighter,
Mm.
focused on the plot, and everything progresses. When you especially listen to it, so you can't skim through it. If you're reading Jordan books 9, 10, 11, just like, dude, why are you describing this chick's dress for the fucking 11th time in the same scene?
Yeah.
I don't get it. So Sanderson doesn't do that. Sanderson makes a lot of other types of mistakes that Jordan wouldn't make. But at that point, if you've been so fed up on Jordan describing dresses, you're just happy there's no dresses being described. You'll just like consume and be like, all right, let's go through it. But prose wise, attention to detail, repetition of sentences, syntax, from a very technical level, Jordan was very, very good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
Like he was
Sanderson,
very clever
absolutely
with
not.
his chest. He was very, very clever with a lot of his word choices. It was very impressive. It's really impressive to just kind of like re-listen to the text itself, and it's really neat. Like just the analogies he comes up with.
But that's
I like
a
the
book
vernacular
nerd
that
thing.
kind of has. Like,
Also, much better thematically, much better
structurally.
descriptive, much better structurally. I mean, there's maybe my best tweet ever, and I need to dig it up. Was basically, there's criticisms to be had about Brandon Sanderson. If it's Sanderson was never in the military, if it's Sanderson doesn't believe in kind of the same complementarianism, if Sanderson has never killed a man and watched the light go out of his eyes, like those are all things that I think gave Jordan a depth of writing that Sanderson unfortunately will never have.
And I don't think it was just one guy.
No,
So I don't think Sanderson could go out somewhere and be like, all right, let's make me a better writer.
yeah. I mean, what
work?
What is the Chris Christopherson line? Have you ever killed a man for a paycheck from your government? It's like, there's just man. If you've been in Vietnam, like there's some levels to that shit.
Honestly, like Sanderson writes like a teenage girl.
I read Wind and Truth, and I cannot dispute that. That book was fucking trash.
Yeah, that book was really bad. There's a lot of problems.
So bad.
And I read The Way of Kings, and I'm wondering why it took you guys 5 books to.
Dude, The Way of Kings.
I boned out of that book in chapter 4.
Was the way of Kings compared to
It gets worse.
It gets worse. Yeah.
Oh, the Way of Kings is Sanderson's best book by far. And I know there are people that will say Oathbringer. I know there are people that will say Words of Radiance. I've never met anybody that says either 4 or 5 of the Stormlight Archives. And ironically, I don't feel like anybody ever says any of the Mistborn books. But
Hey, at
Dane,
least
your hatred of Way of Kings comes from the fact that you hate how it's structured. Like,
amongst other things.
There's a lot of things I hate about that book. If we talk about it, we're going to be here for hours.
Sorry,
so let's
Brian.
not hijack this.
Cut us off. Cut it.
Brian,
Cut it. Cut it.
There's one other.
Otherwise, we'll be talking about Way of Kings until the next fucking episode drops.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, don't worry about it. There's just one other thing I wanted to ask. So, how do you guys think this series is going to end? So, like, where do you think Rand's going to be at the end of this? Is he going to be fighting? Is he going to be fighting Tom Maryland over something, or
crying on his knees?
Crying on his? Could be on his.
Rand is going to be the Karakarn asking Egwene what to do next.
Yeah.
So you think is it gonna end with the glass towers, and then he's gonna get the dragon tattoos on both arms?
Tells him
because
he
they're
has to.
speed running, I think they're going to do that midway through. And I personally think that they're going to get to the Fires of Heaven ending, at least where it comes to Moron.
Oh, so Moron and Lanfear are gonna
Pitch through something. Maybe it's a door frame. They're going to be gone. And then Amazon or Rafe or whatever is going to say, well, we lost our star. It was in the story. We only got but no one's interested in seeing this Wheel of Time show without Rosamund Pike.
and so gone. Boo-hoo.
Yep. Yeah.
And I don't really care about anybody else, so fuck it.
There you go.
Fuck it, we're done. So anything you guys want to promote? Whitecloaks, what's going on? Are you guys going to be doing your own streams for the next episodes?
I'm gonna
Are you guys coordinating with Steve at all?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to try
yeah.
and get my all my thoughts on paper, iPad, with some images, and then because they don't let me actually access the channel streams.
What?
I don't have permissions. It's either Pips has to do it,
Just
or Alex
ask
does.
me. We went through this. Just send me a note so I can change
We-
it.
I
can-
sent it to Alex, and then it's
Send it to me.
Whatever.
dude.
Why would you assume I communicate with my wife?
That's why
I
we
can
did it the
change-
last time.
I don't
All right.
just send you a
If
message.
I could
and-
stream on my own, maybe I'll do it on my own. But I'd go for an hour and a half, and I'd go through all my comments about these two episodes. That's what my ambition is for Sunday or Monday.
Make a PowerPoint.
So for what it's worth, man,
I am going to make a
have,
PowerPoint.
I have
Good.
I have the episode cut up by scene. Would that be easier for you?
No,
No? Okay.
Because-
You like your
I
PowerPoint. Okay.
don't want to
sorry.
deal
I-
with any type of copyright strike or overlay. I'm
All
going
right.
to take a still image, and I don't want to hear any dialogue. I'm just going to do. And the thing is, I don't want to do effort.
yeah.
So for
low effort.
my
like the show.
first, my top rated solo stream on the Whitecloaks channel was me literally screenshotting as I was doing it for 3 episodes, and it only took me 2 hours. That got 1,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah. Max is asking a question that I ask about Invincible all the time.
George, can you get out of the way? George,
Wait,
we
what?
can't read this.
Because
move.
the animation in Invincible is so bad in places.
Oh yeah, yeah. It is awful.
I don't know. You guys haven't heard that criticism. Man, that's fine. Okay.
It's okay.
PowerPoint is awesome.
Yeah.
I prefer Prezi personally, but PowerPoint's pretty good too.
You do all the dissolves and
Oh, look at me.
magic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll add some star wipes.
Good.
All
I know
right,
how to do
all right,
All right.
Wayne Yip. If anybody remembers that deep cut.
What are you going
Wait,
to do? Al?
he didn't direct anything this season, did he?
No, no.
Good.
I think he's gone.
they don't let men direct shows for Amazon anymore.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, Alex?
I am going to probably try and get that second review out. Unfortunately, it's my sister's birthday this
Sweet.
week. So
I'm
heading
going
up
to try and
there.
outcompete Alex this weekend. If
Well,
if Lady B will give me channel access, I will try and get more views than Alex.
I'll turn my computer back on.
There you go. I'm looking up who the directors are. Oh, Thomas Napier directed episode 3. He must be gay.
How do you think you got that job?
Probably.
Probably related to the other.
Oh my god,
Napier who
Matt!
sucks
Matt,
Rafe's
like,
dick.
Okay, Kieran Donnelly directed 1 and 2. Thomas Napier did 3 and 4.
why would they let
Marta
Matt actor
Cunningham
direct that?
did 5. Marta Cunningham did 6. Kieran Donnelly did 7. Kieran Donnelly did 8. Okay.
Why do they have him doing that? Like
Doing what?
directing it? Like, isn't that the guy that plays Matt?
No.
Okay.
No,
Thomas-
that's,
That was the old guy.
Donald Flynn.
Donald
yeah.
Flynn, okay.
Yeah,
there's a
it
Nate-
sounds like Maxim's
Irishman,
actor. What is
Sam.
Maxim's actor's name?
Something Napier.
Jack. No,
Taylor Napier.
Taylor. Yeah, I think Taylor.
Wait. Is Rafe's Lover's brother directing episodes for this show?
It might not be.
Probably.
It might be Napier versus Napper.
That was Napier.
I thought it was too.
Napier.
Taylor
It's
Napier.
It's they're either related or it's
Coincidence.
a really, really deep cut coincidence.
That would be.
Oh, it's not the same
it's
person.
Thomas Napper, not Thomas Napier.
That's what I just said.
You're right.
It's okay.
You're right.
It's
You're right.
okay.
This guy hasn't done anything.
None of these people have.
That was the next question I was going to ask. How big is their resume?
Minuscule.
Like
It's like
usual.
a deodorant commercial and maybe this or that.
Pretty much. He was second unit for Atonement. He was second unit for the 2005 Pride and Prejudice. He was second unit for the 2017 Beauty and the Beast.
I hate that
Stellar.
movie. I really hate the Beauty and the Beast remake.
Yeah.
Oh, the one with Hermione? That one?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Wait, was that Hermione? Yeah.
Yeah, that was Hermione.
Probably.
She was terrible.
Holy shit, that was almost 10 years ago.
Yep.
Can't believe it.
I will say the that Evermore song that was part of
It's
that.
good.
I thought
Okay,
it was
Brian,
it's a-
I think this is a perfect time to end the stream. 'cause
Yeah, stop it. He'll
Alex-
start singing. He sung the song
we're
before.
off.
Yeah.
What about you,
Josh,
Don?
Joshua Templeton, what do you mean? What's my fucking channel?
Whitecloaks.
That's just...
Yeah, I mean, Alex is
being a dick.
the White Cloak. He's the owner. Or is it,
Technically.
And we're all
Technically.
just like slaves to him.
All right. on that note, end this stream. Everybody go check out Sword and Pens episode 1.
Review after this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joshua Templeton,
Yeah,
that's
Dane, myself, and Pips share the White Cloaks channel.
Mhm.
what about you,
That's
Don? What
terrible.
about you, Don? What's going on with you?
Okay, so right now I'm doing Writers Showcase tomorrow, which is basically a live writers group, and I'm gonna try to figure out how I'm gonna do Wheel of Time streams since I do have I'm out of work for the next little bit, but most of the people I want to torture with the show are not available in the evening, or at least like it's rough to get them in the evening. Maybe I'll just try to do it in the evening and see what happens. We'll have to see. Watch this space or whatever they us millennials say, or Zoomers say, or whatever it's called. But yeah, we'll be trying to put out a season. We've already done one commentary on the first episode. We're gonna try to do the other 2 sometime this week.
Okay. I do need to brush up on some writing skills myself. I've never written a thing in my life, so so yeah, I'd love to check out the stream. So when is it going to be again?
So Writer Showcase is usually basically what happens is people will live read their work and we just give them feedback, and just everybody in the group will just give them feedback on what they read and what they thought, maybe point out stuff that didn't work, and stuff like that. I probably need to do more topic streams, especially since I'm not working, but mainly my time has been consumed by studying for the LSAT.
Oh, okay.
There you go, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hope everything goes well with that.
Yeah, I've got till September, October to study for it, and thankfully my dad runs ACE LSAT prep,
Nice.
and I'm able to have him help me study. So
Cool.
That's cool. I hope you get into law
All right,
school.
buddy. Yeah, man.
hopefully.
All right. Well, thanks, Don. Thanks for doing this at the last minute. You filled in for Pips pretty well. So there you go.
Thanks.
You didn't even have to put on the
Admirable.
horrible horse mask. That's weird, and everyone hates it.
So for
Couldn't
me,
change this picture.
don't have any other chillporials planned at the moment, but I want to do one more covering the final few episodes. So so in
We'll
a
be
month.
back.
So
We know where you live.
want to bring the Whitecloaks back. Maybe get ask Steve if he wants to do it. If he's not doing 10 billion streams each week, but
Goodness,
yeah,
that guy,
man.
holy
But yeah,
shit.
definitely check out the last couple I did with him. I did one late last night. And I did one a couple of days ago. Great streams. Definitely check those out. Definitely check out Will's Whitecloaks reviews that he did the last couple of videos. Those were great. And of course, Dane, you led a stream a few days ago too. You guys all did that. So definitely check that out. I haven't had a chance to watch that one. So, but yeah, for me, I haven't made videos in over a year. So this season is making me is giving me some inspiration. So I did 2 videos for season 2 last year. I made 2 funny videos. I made a Golden Girls parody video.
That was great.
And
Yeah,
I have made a season 2 a season 2 satire where I pretend I'm this insufferable dark fan. And let's just say Will got the last word. And everyone, a bunch of other familiar faces make appearances in that video. So you might see Steve, you might see Nathan, you might see Pips in that video. So I might do something similar. So I might reach out to some of you guys. Maybe Dane, I might reach out to you. Lady B, I might reach out to you. Dunn, I'll reach out to you. I'm gonna try to reach out to more people. And that way you guys could come up with or I write some colorful things to say about me, the narrator, the insufferable narrator. So we'll see about that.
The cat ears and the unicorn on your headphones.
So yeah, that's I think that's going to be the plan. I'm probably going to use the Reddit thing about Steve as a jumping off point.
Oh my god,
There's a Reddit thread about Steve. Oh my gosh, that must be hilarious.
Yep. And
fucking hates his guts.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So
awesome. They hate him.
Because we talked about this horrible show for the last couple hours, I have a couple of nice things. I have that. Speaking of that Golden Girls thing, well, I have it. I just uploaded it, so I'm going to show that.
Going out
and
on this.
I'm going to show. And for all you guys that haven't seen my intro to my last book club stream, The Lord of Chaos, I reenacted the last couple pages. So
nice.
You guys are going to enjoy this. So, all right, everybody, take care. Have a good night. Stay safe. Subscribe to the Whitecloaks and hit the bell for corporeal notifications. That way, you get to. I'm not on Wheel of Time show. I talk about a bunch of other things too, but these are great conversations I have. I love having guests on. I love having these type of talks. So, all right, everybody, take care and stay safe.
Check out Sword and the Pen as soon as you click off here.
All right.
Yeah.
Check out Sword and the Pen. All right, everybody. Good night.
Later, boys. We ending the stream?
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
I will have a place open in the barrier. Savannah wants my head, Time. I mean to let her know her mistake. I told you to make weapons, Time. Show me just how deadly they are. Disperse the Shido. Break them. As you command. Put my standard up where they can see it. I saw what they do, Rand. It's... What would you have me do? What else can I do? I do not know. I do not have to like it, though. Grady, raise the banner of light. Ashaman, form line of battle. Ashaman, raise the barricade 2 spans. Ashaman, kill. Ashaman, rolling ring of earth and fire. Stop! Stop it time! Ashaman, rest. You have done well. I am Bera Harkin, and this is Karuna Nachiman. We came to rescue you with Alana's aid. Though it seems you had small need of us, still, intentions do count, and your place is with them. You forget who we are. They may have mistreated you, but I forget nothing, Aes Sedai. I said 6 would come, but I count 9. I said you would be on equal footing with the Tower emissaries, and for bringing 9, you will be. They are on their knees, Aes Sedai. Kneel! Kneel and swear to the Lord Dragon, or you will be knelt.